Hashtag Eldrazi, hashtag Eldrazi. Type that in chat. You're going to be entered to win a pack of Dragon Shields, courtesy of our sponsor, Dragon Shield, right here at the beginning of the stream. Hashtag Eldrazi. Jake, can I get the noise that an Eldrazi would make?
Oh, I don't know. We'll have to look it up. Maybe like one of the bugs from Starship Troopers. Actually, I think it would be like much more loud and guttural, kind of like close to Godzilla. You know?
Yeah, right. Anyway, hashtag Eldrazi, everybody. Let's get it going. Hey!
It's more like a...
Hey!
But it's got like that kind of like titanous noise that comes from like it sounds kind of like a
Dog, we are not even 30 seconds in and you're hitting me with titanous?
I don't know if that's a word.
I think it's perfect. I'm marveling at the beauty and simplicity of it. I am amazed at how it instantly communicated your message, and we have no clue if it's a real word. I love that.
Yeah, that's, you know, who knows how words are made, right?
We didn't even get that far in before you blew my mind. Chat, how are you doing tonight?
How is everybody doing this evening?
Titanous. Matt,
you know what I felt like listening to today? Anything for Love by Meatloaf. This song is 12 minutes long.
Bro, okay, that's so weird that you're saying that, because earlier I sent a Meatloaf GIF reaction to someone, and then yes, as I was going through the, you know, getting the baby in bed steps with my baby, and I turned on you took the words right out of my mouth, because I was like, kid, you just need to hear this song and hear the song early. And my beautiful wife goes, this song is awful. And I said, don't listen to your mother.
No, tell her to get the hell out. Nah, dude, that's awesome.
But then it made him way too excited, and he was dancing around the room, and it was time for bed, so we had to turn it off before he even got to.
That's adorable.
My goodness, you gotta love Meatloaf.
Dude, Meatloaf, man.
Seriously,
goated. Goated. It's like sometimes
goated
you
status.
just have to go in.
Yes.
And just listen to it.
Summer night, would you offer your throat to the wolf with the red roses?
How dramatic.
Yes.
How dramatic can you be?
Will he offer me his hunger?
Yes.
He just like wants it, the whole album to be like the Lost Boys.
Yeah, super weird.
And you know the thing about the Lost Boys is they play the theme song from the Lost Boys, which is like this popular kind of like one-hit wonder 80s song.
Yeah.
They play it like 15 different times in that movie. They're like, we got the rights to this movie. We're playing it again, baby. And we'll bring it in again, baby. They're just saying, we bring it back, baby.
Chat, all hail the monarch of last stream, Walter A. Outgoing Monarch. Your kingdom has been claimed by tonight's new stream monarch, Nico Watson, with the $5. Eldrazi actually just sound like, oh, hey, what up? It's me, your girl, Emmy. Oh, hey, what up? It's me, your girl, Emmy. And Kazi comes through. He's like, Kazi. Nico, thank you very much. All hail. Let me see some crowns in chat for your stream monarch. Kneel before your stream monarch. All hail. Nico Watson.
Travis says, can someone tell Jake to RSVP to my draft this Sunday night? Thank you very much. Travis, I told you I'm not drafting that set again.
It's over.
It's done. No, I could probably make it. I get the Google invite, and then I'm like, if I click on this, that means I'll definitely be there. And I don't know if I will 100%, but I think I will. One cryptic cloak in this. Yes, it's so true.
I told him to put a cryptic cloak up his sleeve and go. I was just talking to him about this. Just take a cryptic cloak with you in your pocket. Nobody's gonna check, and nobody would suspect the YouTuber of cheating at some zero stakes draft.
Don't you put this juju into the multiverse.
Nobody would know. How would they know?
Oh, they would know.
How would they
start
know?
Doing pat downs. Oh, there they are.
Hashtag Eldrazi's gonna enter you in to win the Dragon Shields. I'm about to run that. Thank you for being here at the beginning of the stream. Y'all, we got a lot to talk about tonight, and most of it concerns Modern Horizons 3.
Here's what's funny. We were like having a meeting earlier today about what we were going to cover.
Ooh, Travis,
and it was
don't
like, all
tease
right,
me.
we're going to do this. And then I think we'll probably, you know, dabble a little bit in this. And then once we started thinking about Modern Horizons 3, there were so many things
Bro,
that
the
just out of
topics
nowhere.
were deluge. We like, oh, well, we could talk about it
Yeah.
from this thing. Oh, well, no, we need to cover that. Oh, well, that leads us to this, so we might as well talk about that. Oh, well, that makes us talk about this, so we should
Right.
probably... It was just...
Exactly.
I honestly don't even know, like, what's the order for our topics tonight, but we have, like, a spaghetti plate covered in topics.
That's
We're just
right.
gonna
That's
start
right.
going at it.
An entire Olive Garden order of topics.
Exactly, dude. With endless breadsticks.
That's right. And the endless breadsticks.
That's what I call
guess,
Mark
are the
Rosewater.
Fetchlands.
Ba-doom-ts.
What did you say?
Bro, it didn't make a lick of sense. Like, there was no part
I
of
was
that
trying to
joke.
put it together.
It was, I mean, I literally, all it was I said the name of
think you just
somebody
wanted to
famous
say
in
Mark
MTG.
Rosewater.
Yeah, I think I did.
You like just wanted to say his name.
Right. That's all that happened.
So the endless breadsticks are going to be the fetch lands. That
Cashing
are
out
going to be the
my
ally
IRA
fetch
for
lands.
MH3. Not financial advice, but great move.
my
Look into
goodness.
second mortgages.
Do not do that, please. We're going to talk about these overhyped FOMO prices of this set.
Overhyped.
That's going to be a great time.
You mean totally
I think they're
worth it?
overhyped. I am not thinking that these collector boxes are worth it. And we're going to also talk about the price of the play boosters. And then a little later on, we're going to talk about possibly some Eldrazi cards. You know, I kind of want to look at like most notable Eldrazi since we're getting an Eldrazi deck.
Yeah. Eye of Ugin is the only one I can name off the top of my head. I think there's one called Eldrazi Monument that like reduces colorless spells or something.
There are some spicy Eldrazi cards that are no doubt probably going through some corrections based on this news. And then we're also going to talk about kind of the absurdity of a modern set having commander decks.
No
It's like a
modern
set
decks
for
in the
modern.
modern set.
Commander.
Introducing
Because
our new
the one
Pauper
thing-
set
Right.
with the Pauper Masters Commander decks. Hooray! And we're like,
Pauper
oh, nice. Are they
Masters.
all Pauper? Nope.
Right. Because we have to put some value in them. Yeah, so it's just going to be, like Joel said, a deluge of modern talk.
Yeah.
Modern Masters 3
Seriously.
talk tonight.
Modern Horizons 3. Modern Horizons
Yeah, Modern
3.
Horizons 3.
Modern
Excuse me, not
Horizons
Modern Masters 3.
3.
That doesn't even exist.
Which is what number is this one? Modern
This
Horizons
is
3.
Modern Horizons 3. I need to be better about remembering
Chat,
all
the
of
past
my
4 days we've been texting
MTG
about
sets.
this, and every single time Jake goes, oh, here's a Modern Horizons 2 topic we could cover. And I'm like, Modern Horizons 3. I like that idea. Let's cover that.
I do it all the time. I do it all the time. You are absolutely not wrong.
Chat, before we get into this, I got a real crazy alchemy card I want to show you. And I know what I just said made
Oh,
some
God.
people like pucker up.
I
But-
guess I need to like go do something else. What are you how long do you think
But
this is gonna last?
I want to show you an alchemy card that got spoiled because I think it's relevant to us. I wouldn't bring something in the community if I didn't think it was relevant to us specifically.
Okay.
Unless it's a guy with a microwave on his head, in which case I'm showing that to everybody I
Oh
can.
God.
That's
Yeah,
the only
right.
place I'm showing that is everywhere.
Yeah.
Before we get into this, though, want to thank our sponsors. Card Conduit, best place to sell your cards on the internet. Take that stack of $1 bulk and go send it to them. Get some cash for it. That's all you got to do. That's literally the step. Take the cards, mail them, you get money. Done.
Do you have like $10 worth of magic cards? You can send them to Card Conduit, and then in about a week after you get paid, you can go get a couple McChickens and a milkshake from McDonald's. Just think about it.
Just think about it. Also want to thank TCG Player, official storage of Jam. If you're buying anything online through TCG Player, make sure you use our link before you check out. Jake, Dragon
You already
Shield.
ate McDonald's. You got a little bit of money left over. Take it over to TCG Player. Buy a couple cards. Use our affiliate link. It's in the description of the video.
That's right. Dragon Shield, best sleeves in the multiverse. Speaking of, might as well roll this giveaway. Oh, rigged. Absolutely rigged. Paid actor. Paid
got it?
actor.
Food
Food
time?
time. Paid actor in
What?
chat. Absolutely coming in here using the mod advantages to hack the competition.
Ate a little bit too much McDonald's, you would be happy that you sleeved your cards. And if you are going to sleeve them, make sure you do it in Dragon Shields.
That's absolutely right. Moxfield, if you're putting deck lists on the internet, that needs to be where you go. And MTG Stocks, if you want to track the prices of some cards, that's the best place to do it.
And if you want to track the price of McDonald's food prices, well, I guess we can all just kind of remember when there was a dollar menu.
The metaphor is disintegrating. Our channel is also brought to you by viewers like you. What is the NPR thing that they say? This show is made possible in part. That's what it is. This show is possible in part because of viewers like you. And there is still 2.5 hours left to meet that goal of $500 by the end before we close up shop here, and we'll make sure that $500 goes toward keeping this show running and on the air. So thank you so much for NPR. Literally, I don't know what the hell he was just talking about.
That's what they do on the radio. They really beat you over the head about how they're trying to hit a goal by the end.
Oh, got you. I see.
You know,
I lost the metaphor so like fast. I was in the woods and dark. There we go. Viewers like you, John Reed, with the $10. All hail the new stream Monarch. I'll get you changed out there in just a second. Hail the outgoing. Hail the outgoing. Nico W. Thank you very much for the 5. John Reed, all hail. Crowns in chat. I better see some crowns in chat. Kneel before your stream, Monarch. John Reed.
Like you, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Check out our Patreon, y'all. We just today updated our Patreon for 2024, and we added features like you wouldn't believe, some long time requested features. And we've adjusted some stuff about the Patreon and community that we think is going to be better for everybody in the long run. So go check out our Patreon, look at the new features. We'll go over it at length in our sponsored segment. Jake, I got to show you this card real fast.
Yes, I'm ready.
I know that we have got a lot of Modern Horizons 3 to cover, but this was revealed today online. Arena of Karlov Manor, y'all. Read this with me. Juggle the performance. 1 red, 1 black, 1 other sorcery. Each player discards
their hand. Oh, I was going to read it with you.
Oh, read it with me. Got it.
Yeah.
You just read it.
Okay. Each player discards their hand, then conjures a duplicate of each of 7 random cards from the library of the player to their right into their hand. Duplicates perpetually gain mana of any type can be spent to cast this spell. This is shenanigans.
This is a Wheel of Fortune that gets you 7 random cards out of your opponent to your right's library and makes them colorless for you.
This is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Bro, why would they write, go ahead and start wording this? Player to their right? My opponent in MTG is the player to my right and my left. What are you talking about, Arena? What could you possibly be talking about? What are you talking about?
I see.
Player to my right.
This is relevant. I see why this is relevant.
Oh, baby.
Okay. All right. Now I care a tiny little bit. I care a lot more than I did.
Okay,
which
so
was
go with
a
me
minuscule
here.
0% amount.
I know.
Now I care. Now I care.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me tell you, how fun is it going to be to one day play Commander in a digital space like this, where we can use digital design to make insane Commander cards? Is that not just like the coolest sounding thing to anybody but me?
I mean, this is pretty sweet.
This card is nuts and so silly and could only exist digitally. And I just feel like, oh my God, bring it.
That's true, because it's a very Hearthstone type effect, right?
Oh,
like
yes.
We've seen effects like this in Hearthstone
100%.
already. Yeah. Pretty wild.
I'm very excited for the potential of digital design for Commander cards, and it'll be called Brawl on Arena because they're not going to put every single card ever on that platform, but they'll put a lot of the relevant ones, and it'll just have its kind of own little meta, you know.
Right.
I think
Arena Magic is very different from paper Magic. It's an entirely different thing.
Yeah, somebody said, will it kill in-store play? John Reed, no. Stream Monarch, no. It hasn't killed in-store play yet, and they've got play like relevant formats. Standard and draft and all that stuff is on there, and store play is back to booming as far as I know.
I mean, I've been at the store a couple times, and I've seen some pretty good Magic turnout.
But yeah, I saw this pretty sweet. And Buzz, I'm with you. I don't like Alchemy, but down for Commander. I have had a good time playing with some of the Alchemy cards in Brawl because they're specifically designed for digital play. And so, I mean, it keeps it going. I'll tell you that. Anytime my opponent plays a card that says conjure something into your hand, I'm just like, oh, baby, thank you. I don't have to sit here while they go look through their library for something they don't know what they're going for.
Yeah, that's true.
Right?
That's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, I'll play with digital mechanics. I like playing Magic.
That's a good point.
Let's take advantage of the form. I think it could be cool. Also today, there was
a cool card.
New meme reply dropped. Somebody tweeted this image out, and I was just like, oh my God, this is the ultimate Twitter reply for maybe the rest of time. So had to show that off.
No, that is a cool and very relevant card. I thought at first you were just trying to show me something extremely busted, but then after we dug in, I get it.
Multiplayer on the roadmap. It has been alluded to.
It's time.
Well, it has been alluded to. It hasn't been outright stated, but it's been heavily alluded to. It's been, I think, said it's on the long-term roadmap. But a card like that, seeing a card like that just gives me hope that it's actually going to happen. And we'll be able to play a version of our favorite format on the good digital client. I think that's cool
because it's very chill, right? It's like when you think about it compared to Spell Table, like Spell Table is fine. I like Spell Table. I don't have many complaints about it. There is like a good list of cards for Spell Table that you should just ban in order to,
have a good time.
Keep it. Yeah, have a good time. Like stuff like, Praetor's Grasp doesn't make sense among many other cards. But compared to Arena, I mean, we've said this before on this channel, Arena is very pretty. Like imagine if MitGo looked like Arena. We've said that before where it's like
we wouldn't need Arena.
God, if you could get that experience on MitGo, that would be pretty sweet. So yeah, being able to, even with a different set of cards compared to what we would normally expect with Commander,
right,
you would still have a version of Commander to play on Arena, and I think that's pretty sweet.
Yep, I agree completely. Pretty sweet.
I remember Duels of the Planeswalkers. That was an interesting way to play too.
Buzz said Q4 2025, I think. Yeah, Buzz, it would make sense to me for them to line it up with Marvel so that from a company standpoint, wouldn't you want as closely as you can to have your premier money-making format, which they've been very forthright with? We'll see a quote from Mark Rosewater tonight that is like, nah, Commander sells the best. That's the long and short of it. So put your most popular money-making format on your best digital client and pull in all the people who are like, Marvel's on Magic. I heard Magic's pretty sweet. I'll play Captain America.
Right. Steve says if they add Commander to Arena, I will bet they print some Commander decks in upcoming sets with digital code. I mean, that'd be sweet.
That sounds way too giving, Steve. That does not sound like a WotC move.
Does. I mean, they do give you packs and stuff whenever you do pre-release, right? Kind of thing.
Yeah, but
like when you do pre-release, you get stuff. A bit of swag.
You're gonna tell me that a Hasbro exec sitting in the office is gonna be like, yeah, let them pay $30, let them pay $50 for the Commander deck on the outside, and also give it to them on the digital client, or we could just sell it to them for $30 on Arena. Hopefully, it would be really sweet. It'd be really sweet.
Six in the Sticks is hanging out. What's up? Good to see you. Says Magic 2014 on PS3 was amazing. Yes, spent hundreds of hours in that game. Dude, we played a crap ton of those Duels of the Planeswalkers game. I remember when you could actually get the Titans depending on what version you had.
Yeah. I was trying to explore like weird, cool things that we could do on stream in between set releases. Like we've got like a 3-week lull coming up. And so we'll get, a little more creative with the content. But I went to Steam to download Duels of the Planeswalkers and any MTG game that I could possibly find on Steam. And a lot of them have just been sunset or completely taken off the platform. It's kind of crazy. Like you can find them, but they are unavailable for download.
That's such a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah, see, not even on the list anymore when you search Magic the Gathering.
What was that like Magic game that was kind of like I don't even remember it. It was like,
yeah, here we go. Duels of the Planeswalkers 2014. Is no longer available on the Steam store. So you can find it in the store, but you can't actually get it, which is a bummer because
I guess it just doesn't have any players on it. Otherwise, just like leave it in whatever the last iteration was. Does it take any sort of upkeep if you just leave it?
No, but I mean, if they don't want people playing on a dead game. They want to move you over to Arena, so they just take away access and done.
Yeah.
Chandelar would be weird. I've never actually played Chandelar, but the Chandelar that I've watched, it looks fucking crazy. I don't even know what's happening. I don't even know what's going on.
Jay Deacon, I mean, you're not wrong. It definitely had some weirdness to it. And it had that, I'm sure everybody remembers this, but it was interesting. You would build your deck in that game, and your rares were limited to 2. Your mythics, I believe, were limited to 1. And then your uncommons were limited to 3 in your decks. And then your commons, obviously, you could have 4. But it created a really interesting meta where you couldn't really go all in on like one rare or mythic in order to carry your deck.
Yeah, it provided some interesting build strategies.
It was an interesting game, dude. It was an interesting game. I had fun on that. It was fun just playing two-headed giant with a friend.
Right. Turns out.
Yeah.
Favorite
playing
format
two-headed giant is fun. Yeah, like the only thing that I would say like I really have as a complaint about Commander is just like the time it takes to shuffle and like search libraries. But and Arena solves that, right? It's like
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's got me wanting to, because I'm assuming they're just going to call it Brawl, because what they've done recently on Arena is take what they called Historic Brawl, renamed it to Brawl, renamed Brawl Standard Brawl, and so they're like kind of guiding everybody towards the format with all of the cards on the platform available, because obviously it makes people spend wild cards. So that's something that I might start streaming on the channel a little bit more ahead of getting some multiplayer Arena going.
Chat really quick, we have 200 people watching, which is awesome. Thank you for hanging out on this Wednesday. In order for us to get into the first main topic this evening, we need to get to 69 likes.
Oof, yeah.
Can you help us get to 69 likes really quick so that we can get into talking about price of Modern Horizons 3? I said the set correctly. Ox prices.
You nailed it, dude.
There we go. We're screaming our way to 69 likes here. We appreciate you all.
I'm pulling up Modern Horizons.
There we go. We're about to get into topic number 1.
Let's do
it. Joel, I think before we crack into this, you and I should kind of talk about, are you feeling any kind of FOMO about Modern Horizons 3 at all?
Yes. For the first time in a while. It's actually weird you ask it, because typically my answer on that is not at all. See you in a year, new set. Catch you in 25, baby, would typically be my approach to this. However,
okay, yeah,
$600 for those 4 decks that are the collector decks. I don't know why, but there is some piece deep down in my soul that is like, snap pre-order those at $600. I
put them on a shelf.
I have no clue. Right. No, bro. I want to play them. 150. Yeah. I've skipped 3 secret layer decks now that were all 100 to 150. If I bought all 3 of those, one more, and I get all those collector Modern Horizons 3 decks that I'm assuming are going to be the most face meltingly pushed precons of our entire lives. Yeah, I want to snap them off before they show off that there's a dock side in each of them, and somehow in the non-red.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And then you also know that they're going to come with that little pack within them.
That's a lot of curly boys, said K Spice. Sorry, Jake.
I mean, no, I mean that's true. I'm reading chat as well as we talk about this. There's a lot of things to dig into. D-Buck is saying those should be modern decks.
We're gonna get into that, debug.
We're gonna talk a little bit about
Hang
that
around.
too. You know, it's weird that there are commander decks that are accompanying the modern product,
Yeah.
because for anybody who's like might not be caught up, Modern Horizons 3 is essentially an infusion of a bunch of cards into the modern format directly, where in the past you had to like put cards into standard sets, and that's how modern got new cards. Was a new standard set comes out, people comb through it, find the stuff that's good enough for modern. Modern Horizons is just
you
like
speak of the old
inject it.
ways.
Those are the old ways, baby. That's how it used to work. You wanted a reprint of Thoughtseize, they had to put it into a set that thematically made sense to have a Thougtseize in it. Now they can just be like Master Set, Horizon Set, whatever
Secret
you want to call it.
Lair.
Card Shop, what's up? Good to see you. Says, good to see y'all on Jake and Joel covering Modern Horizons 3. Here's some good fun news from the game storefront. MH3 will have pre-release kits. Oh, okay.
Whoa, that is actually very
Love to
interesting
hear it.
news.
That is some news. We appreciate you, Card Shop, and also thank you for spending your time with us. Thanks for
that means-
popping by.
Oh my god, that means stamped promos of these cards, dude. What the fuck is this set? I'm sorry for my French, but
Well,
what is this set, dude? This set is... What is this? What's happening?
I just don't know if I'm in on these prices, dude. Like, this for me
Dude,
is...
they've trained me. $150 for a premium collector commander deck is what we pay now. I'm fully trained. Bark, 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 bark. I'm fully
at
trained.
least you recognize it. At least
Dude,
you know.
I am. I've become a fucking bootlicker over here. They tweet out it's 600 bucks, or somebody tweets it's 600 bucks for these 4 decks. That's ridiculous. And I'm over here going, that kind of sounds like the right price, guys. I'm done. They've gotten me. They've crushed me under the boot. I can't do anything but eat the boot anymore. It's my only source of nutrition.
I think for me, I just am not allowed to buy another product until I organize my cards and know exactly what I have.
That's a
I
good
have so
rule.
much shit.
Oh my god.
Like,
Did you see my tweet the other day? I was going, you know that retro collection that we bought?
I just need like a fucking intern to come over here and organize my shit.
You need to get that on a shirt. I really need an intern. Look,
I love a fucking intern.
You know the retro,
Yeah.
the retro set that we bought, the OG set that we bought. It was a unlimited cards. What was it? I can't remember.
Oh, the retro Dominaria remastered?
No. We bought a collection from somebody, and it had a like I got a Wheel of Fortune in it.
Yeah, we had a friend ages ago. Yes, and you and I each got like an unlimited Swords to Plowshares, and I remember that.
And
We split that up.
I got a Wheel
Yeah.
of Fortune. Bro, I was going through my collection, starting to organize it myself the other day, and I tweeted this out. I can pull this picture up, and then we'll get back on topic, I swear, chat. And I was just flicking through the cards, casually sitting there, wasn't even in an organizing state. And I came across, I was just like, you've got to be shitting me. And my wife is going, what are you talking about? And I was like, oh, I just found a bunch of ridiculous cards just chilling in a box, not getting played, had no idea they were there. They've survived multiple moves, shoved into like some Modern Horizons bulk, you know, like old Double Masters 2022 commons. Had a bunch of old Soul Ring and Fireball and Basalt and Demonic Tutor, and
this was in there,
bro. That's this shot right here was what I found in the middle of bulk. So yeah. Anyway, organizing is a good idea.
You're funny, man. Yeah.
No clue what I was thinking there, but yeah, I'm gonna get a little Zeppers nailed it. I'm gonna get a little Demonic Toot in my commander deck. It's gonna be great.
For example, we were just talking about the stamped promos from this set, and then I was like thinking to myself, wait, I have a stamped promo Misty Rainforest from Modern Horizons 2. And then I was like, where is that? And then I couldn't even think of like where it is. I was like, I remember buying one of those Misty Rainforest promos, and yeah, it's just in a stack somewhere. And I'm like,
it's somewhere. Oh, you know that Kalia you sent me, that Primo foil Kalia you sent me? Oh,
the double masters one.
Yeah.
Vorn, hold on one sec. Vorn says, I swear to God, if there isn't a freaking collector's edition Final Fantasy, there will be. Don't you worry about it.
Vorn, you don't have to yell. We can hear you. Yeah, I have no idea where that Kalia is. I've started going through and like,
oh, you got to find it. You got to rebuild that one.
I've been trying to, man. That's what I've been trying to do. as I've organized my collection, I'm putting aside these like secret layer treatments or special showcase foil things, or, you know, all these special cards that I've acquired over the last 3 or 4 years that have just been in binders and boxes. I just found my mythic edition of Planeswalkers and I was like, screw this. I'm done with this. I'm not ever going to sell these. I'm not getting them graded. They've just been literally in soft, pliable top loaders, in a sleeve in a top loader since I opened them. And so I was like, fuck that. I went to Zach G. I don't know, Zach, if you're in chat. I went to the patron section of Discord and I was like, yo, I want to trade for one of those prismatic bridges of the, you know, Flip Walker Commander Precon secret layer thing, because that's like the dopest version of a commander that can run just an all Planeswalker deck. And I'm just gonna go through my collection, every single special Planeswalker. It'll be a deck where like the only cards that can go in it are cards I've acquired, cards I physically have. I won't proxy anything up for that and just play a collection deck, you know?
Yeah, I was gonna say that because, and I do see people joining the token creatures, Sam and now Big PP. We appreciate you so much.
Sam and Big PP, we thank you for joining the token creatures. Anybody who joins the token creatures gets our anthem. That's +1/+1, flying, first strike, vigilance, haste, and indestructible. But at the beginning of every upkeep, we do have to sacrifice one of you, and Jake makes that choice.
Oh no! Oh no!
Watch out.
Let's wait before we get into that. I was gonna say, oh yeah, the mythic editions.
Yeah.
Guilds of Ravnica, Ravnica Allegiance, War of the Spark Mythic Edition. Those did not age well because Commander and Planeswalkers, they don't necessarily, they're not good bedfellows, right?
Well,
So
that
it's
that and smashing reprints like crazy.
Yeah.
And more special editions every day. Like that was the most special edition, one of the most special
Of the
editions
time.
that you could possibly acquire at that time of really any card that wasn't like an old Judge foil or something, you know? That's not the case anymore at all.
The move was to sell it immediately, which is actually crazy when you look back on it in hindsight where we are now.
Yeah.
Because I remember, for example, some of the savvy MTG Finance crowd, they were talking about, you know, like you got the Jace, you got the Eugene, you got the Tezzeret, all from Mythic Edition that are all that were like the big hits to sell. So yeah, I mean, it's cool that you're putting those into a deck and you're finding a home for them, is kind of what I wanted to say there.
It started with a point that you made, which was I'm not buying any more product until I organize and know what I have. Modern Horizons 3 is going to stand on the sidelines and try to tease you out of that goal, my friend. I don't know what it is. And chat, sound off. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me on this? Modern Horizons 3, we'll talk about whether or not it's interesting or cool or not cool for them to put commander decks in a set called Modern Horizons 3. But 150 for a collector's deck. My mind's telling me it'll go down like Warhammer 40k collector decks, but my body wants to cover myself in them cards.
That was beautiful.
Thanks, man.
You have such a beautiful voice.
I got you, boo.
I think for me, $500, like for example, I know you were just talking about 150 for the commander decks.
Yes.
I'm looking at this collector booster display, 500, and I cannot believe that price is going to hold. I just can't. I have to believe that
it's a whole different story for me. Yeah. This is a whole different story for me because this is a prime, fully available part of the product line product. Part of my FOMO is thinking, what if those collector editions of those commander decks are limited? What if it's not? What if it's like a low print run of those specifically because they don't trust enough people to buy them? Do you hear the FOMO worm? The FOMO worm has fully, it's like the faculty, bro. The FOMO worm went in my ear and now I need to go swim around in the pool.
When I'm getting to like spending $600 for something, dude, you know, I know that we always talk about, you know, like the game console thing, right?
Yes, you could just buy an Xbox. Yes.
You could just buy an Xbox. You could buy
like
a share of Nvidia
Pass.
pre-split, like big stocks, real stocks. Once you're getting into money like that, you just buy the S&P.
FOMO worm. Yes,
but
dude.
this for me is just 500 is not guaranteed. Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to this, chat. How much stock do you put into serialized cards?
TARDIS makes a
Because
really good
it's like-
point. Comrade, good to see you.
Because like the serialized card thing is really what we're buying into here. We already saw it on the new Emmy.
Yeah.
Worlds Anew, whatever that Emrakul is called.
Yeah. Let me get out of sale products. We'll go to cards.
I just don't know how much I give a shit about a serialized card. And I know like Wizards of the Coast, if they heard me say that on stream, it would just make them cringe, and they'd be like, we don't want to hear that. But I mean, really, it's been around since Brothers War. Before that, actually, with this year.
I think that building
No,
is
I'm sure they
filled
don't.
with people who have different opinions of all this, all of the collection shit. But I think people within those four walls have become very accustomed to placating their dislike of any individual piece by saying that part's not for me. That part is not for me. There are customers who want that, or we wouldn't be offering it. That part's not for me. I just think they've gotten used to that. So yeah, some people would be like, damn, I thought you would like serialized. Y'all talk about finance. But I'm sure that there are people that are like, I hate serialized too.
John saying universes beyond serialized cards hold value well. And I have seen, like those psychedelic poster versions of the Lord of the Rings cards have done well. I don't know how often those cards move or how liquid they are. I haven't kept up with that market of cards, because it really comes down to, like, you can have a card that's priced at $2,000 to $3,000, but it really comes down to what are people paying for it, because that, in my opinion, is the price of the card.
Yep.
It will be $400 a box. I feel like that, Marcus. I'm like right there with you. I'm like right around that $400 range.
All right, everybody, get your donations in. We just need 3,400 of you to put $1 into the bucket, and we will buy this live on stream.
$10 into the bucket.
I don't know how to do math. Get off me.
Sorry.
Serialized gem meant 89, 20 numbers too far of glory, but gem meant 10, one ring.
89 of 100. That's not even 69.
Oh, bro. 34,000 from Mysterious Treasures with 100% positive, and we've got that eBay authenticity guarantee.
It is pretty wild that you have like the
God, that's a pristine
one
card.
of one
Holy
ring,
shit.
and then you have these 100 other one of one rings
Yeah.
these 100 other one rings that are all insanely priced.
This one's got
I think
two watchers.
34,000 is way overpriced here. Oh, I do like that it's Justine Jones. That's sick. I didn't even know that.
45 people are watching this. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes John. All right. We just need
John
34.
with the dollar.
We just need 34,000 more of those. No, sorry, 33,999 more. And we're ready to rock and
We
roll.
already
y'all.
have those super chats from earlier, but those go toward the NPR thing and keeping the show on the road. So
Yeah,
this
seriously.
has to be a different kind of thing.
What's the tax on that? A couple of tracts of land, few chickens, not too bad.
We're only $485 away from being able to do the NPR keep the show on the road thing.
Let's see if we can find. I mean, bro, even the foils here are over 1,000 for the graded copies. All right, here we go. Here's a last
these are
march
absurd,
of the
dude.
inch. Last march of the inch.
Ooh, 6 of 100. That's pretty sweet.
6 of 100. God, we're just like one off. There we go.
Crack and jank, let's go.
34,998. Let's rock
Is
and
that
roll.
toward the NPR thing or toward the card?
We need to know if it's toward this. If it's toward this, we will put it toward this fund. It will execute when we get to 34,000.
Okay, so like
Let's go
this
to
for
completed
me,
listings.
because all right, we've already talked about how Modern Horizons 2 decimated the price of fetch lands. You had cards in Modern Horizons 2 that were standouts, right? Grief, Subtlety,
Right.
Fury. That entire cycle ended up doing really well. And then you had Esper Sentinel, which was pretty sweet. Oh, 69?
Sold for sold for under 2,000. Dawn of a New Age. What is this one?
At PSA 10?
I can't read this. Let me hang on. I have to go to a website that'll translate that into English. Give me a second.
I tried to super chat 40K.
Oh, try again. Try a few times.
Wakefield Wade.
Call your bank.
Figure out what you need to do.
Call your bank. Dawn of a New Age enters the battlefield with a hope counter on for each creature you control. At the beginning of your end step, remove a hope counter from Dawn of a New Age. If you do, draw a card. Then if Dawn of a New Age has no hope counters on it, sack it, gain 4 life. All right, it's not bad. It's a solid card. Yeah, I mean, look,
right.
yeah, between
It's
$1 and
$1.
$5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so base copy or extended. God, this always blows my mind. Y'all need to go look for extended cards if you don't care about this treatment, because they're typically inexplicably cheaper. Anyway,
I'm fine with that. I like that treatment.
Dawn of a New Age.
I am not paying this price for serialized cards, dude. I'm sorry. I'm just not. There's just too gosh darn many of them. And I know that you can play them and stuff. I did almost buy 500 at a 500 SRAM.
I remember that. Is it still?
I did almost do that. No, that got bought.
It's gone, huh?
Right, exactly. Headhunter Racing, thank you for doing the math. We already have 117,000 serialized cards in Magic. Right.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Would you want a pre-owned Nintendo DS Lite Launch Edition Silver handheld system used with charger? I don't know.
I mean, I
What
know that
the
Nintendo products last well, but no, I don't need it.
Serialized SRAM. Price plus shipping highest. Oh, here we go.
It's only like 150 to $200.
$800 for 310, 331, 338, and 340. You could have had a whole play set of serialized SRAM for $800.
Pass. I wanted the one good one.
Do you want this or the DS? You have to choose.
Could I be dropped on an island without water?
I can work on it. I've been working toward
I would
that.
do that.
I've been generally working toward that my whole life.
Jake 2024. I know you can play them and stuff. Oh, John, you know what? I should have finished that thought, because what I meant to say
in a game of Magic is what he meant to say.
You can use those cards, because a lot of people always go, well, they serialized baseball cards and no one gives a shit. A baseball card just sits in either a top loader or a binder. You can't play with a baseball card. I mean, technically you can get it out, you can fling it across the room, you can tap it all you want.
How are you doing?
In Magic you can actually play with your cards. So I do see how, you know, baseball cards and baseball cards and Magic cards are like apples and oranges, right? Because it's just kind of like, one is something you can play with, the other one is something that you can't play with. It's just strictly a collectible. So the serialized cards are a little bit different in that respect. But as our friend Headhunter up here just noted, there's 117,000 of them.
You know what kind of baseball cards you could play with? It was called MLB Showdown, and I played it so much.
Oh, you could actually play with these cards?
Bro, look at this. So you arranged the board like an actual baseball field.
Control 3? Okay.
And you would have a pitcher. So you see in the bottom right, that's on a D20. So to throw a pitch, you roll a D20. And depending on what you get here, it's either an out, strike out, an out, a put out, a ground ball, or a pop up, a ground ball, a foul ball.
Oh, look at this.
And he doesn't give up doubles or homers at all. And then the batter would swing against you. And then you would compare the two. And that's how the baseball happened. I just am a huge MLB fan, and this game was dope, and they don't make it anymore. And so that's very sad. But anyway.
Really quick, we missed a super chat from Brian Richards for $2. Says, green flood everything you have in you pockets.
That's right. Brian's asking everyone to flood the channel with $34,000 so that we can buy a serialized, not
expensive
one of one ring, but we want it.
And then D-Buck gets in with 5 and says, talking about Modern Horizons 2 collector deck, you should have guessed what the Warhammer collector decks are and looked them up. Couple bucks.
I know.
To Lord of the Rings.
Thank you, D-Buck. I appreciate your 5 toward this serialized $34,000 card. Look, I've already searched for it in the past. Can you see right there my search history? I've already done this, chat. Because look, I know. Market price 454. What's low? 514. No. Price plus shipping? Yeah. 515.
What is this for?
515 divided by 4 is 128 each. That's not that far from 150. These are the collector edition Warhammer 40k decks.
Oh. We did not buy these, right?
We did not buy these. But
we
at
have
that
the regular.
Time, correct. At that
Aren't
time,
these like
this seemed egregious. This seemed like something you would never ever want in a million years. But all they did was put a foil over these. Those Modern Horizons 3 decks are going to have alternate art. They're going to have new treatments, a new type of foiling.
Yeah.
This is my FOMO worm talking. This is not me. You're not listening to Joel right now.
Oh wait,
You're listening to the FOMO worm.
kind of like working on the foiling a little bit.
It's a brand new type of foiling. Bro,
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, I am like so FOMO wormed over these collector decks in Modern Horizons 3. I'm considering like I want to go find what parts of my collection I can sell off so I can get these 4 decks. And look, I'm not going to sit on them. I'm going to play them. Absolutely. I'm going to double sleeve them. I'm going to play them. I'm going to put them in. I'm going to put them in play, bro. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Wizards, contact me if you want me to sell some precons for you because I'm hyped on them.
Yeah.
But overall, it is tough to look at a collector booster box.
Bjorn, thank you for the Norwegian. What was it? What is this?
I've been telling
currency?
you, we got to start studying currencies, dude. We
Krone.
can't give it the crown.
The Norwegian krone.
$500 for a collector booster display. Let's ask chat. Are y'all buying this or not? What are you doing?
I'm
Look,
gonna
everybody's
answer
hype.
before they start going. I'm gonna say no, dude.
Everybody's hype is with.
I don't think I'm buying at that price, dude.
Dude, it's either
Here, let's go back to it for the
Bloomborough-
sake of this poll. Oh, you are back there. You're
Modern
looking
Horizons
at it. Okay.
3 or Outlaws. Those are the top. Most people want Bloomborough. 42% responded out of 271 people. 42% responded. I'm hyped mostly about Bloomborough.
Jank saying, gotta have a box for the shorts, man. Sadly, no. I mean, it's okay if anybody wants to crack this open. Enjoy it. I mean, we're just getting an idea. For me, it's gonna be hunting.
I'm leaving it wide. I'm saying
Singles.
packs or boxes. Are you buying collector packs or boxes of MH3? Either one. If you would just buy one collector booster pack just to like fire a shot off, that counts for this poll, and we want you to answer in the affirmative. Let's see what a pack is going for. No prices. Well, I mean, let's just divide it. How many
I would
packs
be
are in here?
interested to hear from like Lance what the price of a pack would be.
12? Eesh.
I'm gonna guess that these are probably gonna go for between probably gonna be about 40 a pack.
Yeah, 42 is what this box has these packs at right now.
Yeah, bro, that's wild to me, man.
Oh my god, Jay said no, but I'm down for pre-release. Dog, is that gonna be a $80 pre-release?
I would guess it's probably gonna be like a $50 pre-release. Between 50 or 60. It's hard to get people to come out and pay 80 for a pre-release, dude. If someone's walking into a local game store to catch a pre-release,
Anybody's
I don't
store
think you
announce
could charge them $80 to do a pre-release.
too early to announce what they would be. Card Chopper, you still in chat? I'd be interested to know if you've already decided what your pre-release. I don't even bet you have distributor numbers yet for what these are going to cost.
Tearing It Up says 45 on Amazon for a single pack.
Okay.
Karlov was 45, so I could see this easily being 80. You think people are going to pay 80 for a pre-release? Maybe they will. I think it could be like a 60.
What
I
is
might
this?
be wrong though.
36 play boosters. 380.
The play boosters are different these days because, like, at my last draft, you're opening like 2, 3, even 4 rares sometimes in a single pack.
I mean, right now, Jake, these packs are $10.50 a piece.
Hey, Kingdoms is here. What's up?
Kingdoms, what's up?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Kingdom says it might be worth opening since fetches are at rare. Yeah, but we do know that because MH2 is different. I mean, the set boosters, the collector boosters, the entire experience is different because we're talking about a play booster now. So the play booster having multiple or more rares and or mythics, then yes, I mean, technically you could be opening a good bit. You get the right box, you could be opening a good chunk of fetch lands. And that's definitely worth considering.
Y'all are kidding yourself if you think these pre-releases are going to be $50 or $60. I just super
I'm just
disagree.
I'm trying to remain positive at six. You know, the pre-release kit is going to have. Yeah, I'm trying to remain realistic from like. You might be right. Maybe they do just charge 80 for it.
I mean, this pre-order price has got these boosters at $10 a piece. 6 of those in a pre-release kit. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So we're at 60 and they've given you a discount. That just doesn't sound like how anybody does business right now, especially. You're not getting a bundle pricing on a pre-release. So like 70 feels like the floor of possibility to me for the price of a pre-release of Modern Horizons 2, 3. I did it. I am the one who doesn't know the count. But Jake, what does that mean?
My gut is telling me it's going to be 60. That's what my gut is telling me.
It is insane to me that pre-releases have gotten to the point of what I think a full release AAA video game should cost. But even that has changed because I'm aging.
Bro, I remember $10 drafts in college, man.
I think it's wild that
where you could go to
drop game is $40. I was looking it up. I was like, this game is only $40 and it's taking the world by storm.
Helldivers 2?
Yeah, that one.
Dude, that game is the shit. That game is great.
$40. Yeah. Double that to go play Modern Horizons 3 pre-release. Because you know you're gonna need a slice of pizza and a Coke that night. So even if it is a $60 magical Christmas land pre-release, which does not make sense to me at all. You telling me they're gonna sell a little box with 6 packs and a promo card in it and a die for less than the cost of all those packs individually?
Or you could go kill Terminators and bugs for democracy.
Yeah. How about a nice steaming cup of liberty?
And get yourself a 6-pack of beer.
Look, all I'm saying is I think you're fools if you think that you're going to get a pre-release of this for $50 or $60. Somebody clip this and you can play it back when this is announced, pricing is announced, and we know what's going on.
Yeah, my gut is telling me 60. Joel, you're saying maybe, what are you saying, like a 75?
I think 75. I think 70 is the floor. I think 80 is likely.
That leaves some room for prizes, right? Leaves a little bit of room because when you go to
you got to do something. You got to, where's the money? These businesses don't exist to just be penniless middlemen between distributors and players, no matter how much Wizards wants them to be. They still, as a business, need to make a margin or they will not exist.
Right.
And so if you're going in there, these pre-release kits, selling them at 60. I mean, but I'm also basing these numbers off of pre-release numbers.
It was so smart of them to like juke the player base with an entirely different product line before MH3, because now all of the people that are collectors and people that want to compare it to MH2 are having to go, wait a minute, but it's a different type of booster pack.
We're looking at booster pack. Serialized is in here.
Yes, man. It's a different time.
This one's a beast.
It's wild.
This one's a beast.
Yeah.
This one is so past a beast. How much does, what's that console that the Steam Deck? How much is a Steam Deck?
You know, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure our friend Dom has it.
Maybe that.
I'm not sure.
Oh, I guess HD2 on a Steam Deck is not worth it right now. No. I'd be interested in what a Steam Deck is. How close I am spending $600 on 4 Commander decks. how close I am to getting like the dopest handheld console that's ever been made.
Yes.
And I can play my entire library of Steam games that I've collected since I was in middle or high school, whenever Steam came out. I've got a library of shit, just an incredible video game library over there.
I'll tell you, when you're ready to jump in Helldivers 2, that is like 1,000,000% a Joel game.
Oh, I know.
Because and here's what I mean by that.
I've just been too busy. I'm gonna get it in the next week or two. I was telling Aaron last night.
Yeah, I know. There's no like crafting. It's like you pick up like very little stuff, but for the most part, dude, it's like you're dropping to survive and kill shit, and the score is good, the atmosphere is good. It's just like hell on earth. It's great, dude.
Like, you know what I like in video games?
It's very chill, dude. It's like a wave based. Well, it's not chill. It's exactly what you like.
Joshua said last Double Masters draft at their LGS was $75.
God, that's so wild.
I have had so many people talking about Balatro. Not to go off topic too long, but there's this roguelike card game called Balatro or something, and so many people on Twitter have been talking about it. It's ridiculous. Anyway, it looks very interesting.
Your drafting fix. All right, so we've talked about like the price of this product.
We want to talk about the commander decks.
Let's kind of summarize this really quick before we leave, though.
Yeah.
Display box, just the regular play box, $372, and we are getting this should be 36 packs, right?
That is correct. Yeah, play boosters are 36 packs.
All right, so under 400 for 36 packs. These are boosters that you can actually use to draft the set. The play booster is different than the draft booster, and we've talked about this because the packs are kind of supercharged, and you're getting more rares and mythics than you would expect. How are you feeling about this price point, $372 for this, Joel?
I will not be buying a box of this. I'm interested in the commander decks, and I'm interested in revisiting the set 8 months later when all of the fetches have completely tanked. And I mean, there will be that one card that, because I don't engage until late, will find a home in Modern as a 4 of, and it'll explode in price, and I'll never get a copy of that. But that's fine. I don't play Modern, and so all I need is commander cards and a Johnny.
So you're feeling the most FOMO for the decks.
The commander decks. That's how you get my wallet, bro. That's how you target me. That's
how they get you.
Cool looking commander stuff.
All right, so collector box at 500. You're a pass on that as well.
Yeah. That all is just not. I mean, I haven't bought a box of cards just to open in years.
It's been a minute.
Years. That's not how I engage. Everybody knows that.
And where's your buy-in price? Because I want to get this as well. Where's your buy-in price for the commander decks? I'm telling you, man, I am riding the fence so hard. The trick is, I'm just getting them right now at this price.
The trick of riding the fence is to go face down with the post in your mouth. I think that 150, for some reason, my brain is just like, hey, 150 is how much a good premium commander deck costs. These will all have new art. These will be all new to commander cards and be crazy pushed, not just reprints. And there's going to be a brand new type of foiling on them. I don't know, man. My brain can't reconcile it. I'm typically so good at resisting FOMO, but I'm getting short-circuited over this one. They have completely spun me into the ground.
Because if they do give you like a big hit, like make them, semi-stacked in any kind of way.
Right.
Then all of a sudden people are like, holy shit, that deck is worth $300 by itself. Right. And now all of a sudden the bundle's $800, right?
One of the decks has Soul Ring, but it taps for 3. One of the decks is going to have Smothering Tithe, but it only costs 2. Right? Like that. Yeah. There's going to be those cards in there somewhere.
Oh, you're talking about the commander only hits that are just going to appear in that, right?
They're going to have some stupid pushed card among the 4 decks. And then each of them will probably get at least one super pushed card.
Okay,
You
I
know,
see what you're
you
saying.
wanna, like-
Kind of like the deflecting swat and the
Exactly.
of the
That's
set. I
exactly
got it.
what I'm talking about.
The deadly Rollick and that whole kind of thing.
Dockside Extortionist.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I think every deck, if you're gonna if you're just gonna wheelbarrow your nuts out into the street and say, I'm running commander decks with our Modern Horizons release, then you gotta push them like crazy. That's what I think, at least. I would assume you have to push them like crazy. And it only takes 1 or 2 cards to push the damn things and make everybody want to buy them and everybody need them, and every copy of those singles be 60, 70, 80 bucks by themselves, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I just think that's going to happen with this set. Or for some reason, my brain thinks it's going to happen. I don't know what's going on, man. I'm tied up over this one.
Well, I kind of hear what you're saying. I'll tell you where I'm at, and I'll briefly go over it. I'm not paying $500 for a collector box. I'm not paying $400 for a display box. And I don't think I'm going to pay that price for the decks. I think that I could jump in with a regular booster box just to like kind of get a good spread of the cards in the set. If that box were to get around like the $300 point, but I don't think it's going to. So this one might be like a Jake waits and buys singles kind of thing. I think I'll do a pre-release. I do know that I will probably want to do a pre-release.
Is this set coming to Arena? It is, isn't it? I feel like it is. I feel like it is, and I feel like that will be another little checkbox of we're stepping closer toward multiplayer, especially if they put the commander cards on here. Yes, it is. Okay, so see, yeah, bro. I don't know. Let's look at this though. Let's look at this. Speaking about the pre-constructed decks, if you're not familiar, Mark Rosewater, Mr. Magic the Gathering, him and Gavin fight over that title, I'm pretty sure.
$60 MH3 pre-release kits will be fun value in store June. If it's 60, that would be great.
I just don't think so.
The 6 says,
you better post your
honestly,
hits, bro.
Yeah.
I like to watch people open cards.
I mean, it will definitely be a fun box to open.
I see Commander Master. I see Commander Masters. I see it, y'all. I see the people saying, bro, just look at Commander Masters. Those precons were overhyped, overpriced, and underpowered. I get it. It's not stopping me right now from thinking that Modern Horizons, like Masters to me, has moved down a peg. Above Masters now, you've got Legends and Horizons. Now, they misused Legends last time, but I think they learned their lesson on that. I think we're going to end up getting a proper Commander Legends 2, and that'll be where the push designs are. I mean, you want to make some money.
Commander Masters draft box is like $200, dude.
Chris Cox loves making money. Let me tell you. I know that they're going to do a Commander Legends 2 set. They're going to have to. Look at this. This is what Mark Rosewater, designer over at WotC's, got a blog called Blogatog. Old heads will know what the reference means. The question from a reader was, the question is not why is the set called Modern Horizons, but why does the modern set need Commander precons? Not every set needs Commander precons. I even play Commander and I can't keep up with the volume of precons being released. These instead could have been any number of things to help people get into Modern. There are people in your player base other than Commander players, or has Wizards forgotten that? And Mark responded, as a business, you make products A, B, and C. A is widely popular, B is somewhat liked, and C has a dedicated following but doesn't sell well. You're going to make more A than B and C, and more B than C. We make a lot of Commander decks because there's a huge demand for Commander decks. It's the most played tabletop format. If we make too much of something, that is, we exceed the demand. We'll know that because products won't sell. With that information, we adjust accordingly. There's no evil plot afoot. We're just trying to make what the players want. As for making pre-constructed decks for Modern, there are some huge challenges. The power level needed to be viable in Modern does not line up with the price point players are willing to pay for a pre-constructed deck. So chat, as a bunch of Magic players, tell us in chat right now, if they said, we are releasing Modern challenger decks. How much would you pay for a modern challenger deck?
Oh, you got a card shop. Yeah,
much would you pay?
I see exactly how this reads. This reads as
Oh, he's just saying
modern
it.
is, yeah, modern is expensive. And if we wanted to make a modern deck that's viable, because I do think that this is the correct line of thinking is, if you're trying to onboard somebody into a format like modern is a very sweaty, very refined format. The format breaks down into I think 8 to 10 different decks. The meta, it shifts. It does shift, but it rarely shifts.
Modern?
Yeah, it does shift.
Here's the current meta. Everybody's saying $100 and $150. The lowest deck is $377, and that's Boros Burn. And it's 10th on the list. Most expensive deck
you see
up here.
Scam, you see Living End, Amulet Titan. When I first got into modern, Tron was a thing, but Tron has kind of been powered out. Stuff like Hardened Scales, Hammer Time, that's been around for a while. I used to play a Death Shadow variant that was a Grixis Death Shadow. I also played Jund Death Shadow. But a lot of this stuff here, like Crashing Footfalls, that's been a deck for a while. So these decks, they get established and then...
Well, since Modern Horizons.
Yeah. Well, Modern Horizons has been around for... Geez, when did that set come out? That's got to be 2019, 2018. When did that set come out these days? 2019.
June 24.
So,
or June 14.
So yeah, there are cards like Aria of Flame that came out of that set that everybody thought would make it into a Storm deck that didn't end up making it into a Storm deck.
Did not.
And so
hey, thank you, Super
modern
MTG guy, for the super chat. We appreciate that.
We appreciate the $5.
Is that going towards the serialized card? We're getting close to that 34,000 goal. Y'all keep donating.
Or is that going toward the NPR thing? We really need to differentiate. But for me, I do kind of see what Mark Rosewater's saying here is in order to make a viable modern deck, we're going to have to print a bunch of cards that are expensive into the deck, and we're just not going to do that because we don't want to sell people a deck that costs $500 by itself.
Right. I mean, I see
whatever.
Chayadol. I get you. Isn't that the reason why we have to print precons to make things cheaper? Yes, absolutely. But what's the play here? You're gonna upset more of the fan base if you sell a Crashing Footfalls deck that's even half of this. Just take all these numbers: 4 Shardless Agent, 2 Shardless Agent. Tishana's Tidebinder will say 1. Subtlety 2. You know what I'm saying? Let's take all the cards, cut them in half. We'll get down to a $500 deck. All right, we'll have to fill it with
and then
bulk.
you sell that for $299.99, right?
Right, you are tanking.
And now the person who buys it is well, I still need 2 more fucking Murktide. I still need to go get my other,
correct,
this card or that card. And then all the other people that are oh god, they sold half a deck. And
but at that point, I mean, you're getting Forces of Negation. You're getting these. It's not how you maintain the collectible aspect of it. It's just impossible for them to do.
I actually like to see that modern has any sort of value these days.
Obviously, they watch the secondary market. They're pretty open about that.
Yeah.
I know the meme
but
is
you don't have to play this format.
No, you don't. But I think it's a fair question to say, why with the modern set aren't you making modern decks? But when you look at it realistically, it just
because they would all be poopy.
They would either be awful, or you would bomb the price of all of these cards and just completely disenfranchise a ton of your player base.
Yeah.
The game LGS, you can't just print everything to 0. It just is unrealistic.
Let's visit this, right? There was a modern event deck. You remember this deck that came out? It was a black white modern event deck. It came out with 4 Caves of Kalios. It didn't even have a Marsh Flats. And it was, just type in modern event deck and it'll pop up. It's that thing on the top left up there. It has a Sword of Feast and Famine. It has a couple City of Brass in it. And this was a deck that came out that was supposed to be able to onboard people into modern. No, it's not this. It's called it's just called modern event deck. It's whatever this Yeah, it's like an orangish kind of color. Yeah, it's a 75 card deck. Yep, that's it. And it runs like an Elspeth, and it has some stuff, but this deck was supposed to, like, you know, get people into Modern. Instead of Marsh Flats, it gives you Caves of Kalios, and then you get the Isolated Chapel. And then it has like a Sword of Feast and Famine. It has Elspeth. Like, this was kind of like the issue, right? It's like the deck is fine, but it's not even that good.
Right.
Yeah, it's like the idea is get a sword on a spirit. It, you know.
Oh, here we go.
So what they could have done is they could have like released one good tuned Modern burn deck or something, maybe the cheapest deck, and just because burn is a good deck to kind of get people into Modern. You're mostly playing shit like Lightning Bolt.
In 2017, somebody asked him how likely is a new Modern event deck printing. At this point in time, not very likely. So that opinion has not changed in some time.
Yeah,
Members of the audience, members of the jury.
The deck was pretty mid. I actually have a sealed version of this deck that I bought because I thought it would be a cool collectible, and I think it's only worth like $100 these days.
March of the Multitudes.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well,
yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense, because you go in here and you go, okay, so if we take out all the Delighted Halflings and just make those Elves of Deep Shadow, that's a cheap one that taps for green and black, right? Like that satisfies that.
Then you need to cut all the Bowmasters. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, isn't it Elves of Deep Shadow that taps for black? Yeah. $1. Perfect. Modern legal? Yes, there we go.
Yep.
Beautiful. So we've got a replacement for that. 4 Orcish Bowmasters. That's just going to turn into like 2 copies of
one Orcish Bowmaster.
I would say just all the Bowmasters are not in the deck, and you put 4 pieces of removal in there. So you run like two what is the power and toughness equal to 5 or less? Cut down? Yeah, so you run a couple copies of Cut Down, and you run some good, like decently good Modern cards. Does this already have? No. Yeah, like run some decently good removal instead of Orcish Bowmasters. All right, we got that fixed.
In the Soul Cauldrons.
I don't know. There's not really replacing Shieldred the Apocalypse.
No.
So like looking at 4 mana cards that are, oh man, you got to be a really good card at 4 mana to be good in Modern. So I don't know what we replace. Like maybe 1 Yawgmoth. We can. This is probably
kind of how their conversation went when they were trying to discuss doing this, and they were like, "Yeah, it's just not even going to be the same deck."
I mean, it's just in Grist the Hunger Tides alone, we've got $25, and it's like, what are we doing?
You need shit like Chalice, dude, and Chalice is like a freaking $60 card by itself.
3 Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Dog.
Yeah, you need 2 Chalice for the sideboard. You need 3 Thoughtseize for the sideboard. You need Force for the sideboard.
$50 in 2 sideboard cards. I mean,
it's cute that Fulminator Mage is in there. That card kind of fell from grace. I like to see Fulminator Mage getting played. That's neat.
That card was asked like 5 years ago. Look at this. Like, you basically just cut the whole sideboard, and you're like, these decks don't come with a sideboard because we literally couldn't make it any other way. Can't reprint any LOTR.
You could put 4 ofs of all the cheap shit.
There you go. So LOTR can't even hit reprint possibility. So
I love that 4 Chord Calling, so you can go grab anything you need. This deck is brutal, man. Toolbox deck.
And an Eldritch Evolution. Yeah, bro. I mean, this is just some Golgari tear your shit apart slowly.
God, I remember pod decks. It kind of reminds me of a pod deck, because like before pod got banned in Modern, I remember pod was just absolutely nutty. You could just run like 1-ofs of random shit like Manic Vandal to just go like destroy an artifact if you needed to.
There's like $111 in those 1-of. That's like over $100 right there.
That's before you even get to subtlety and shit.
Oh, dog, I'm talking land base only. 4 4 fetches that are going to go down in price with Modern Horizons, so this will be a decent place to put those. Let's just put a 4-set Wooded Foothills in there. It'll inflate the price. I'm talking like Wizards. It'll inflate the price artificially so that we can say, yeah, these are worth it at the $400 we're going to have to sell them at. Don't put you don't put the flash in, the shocks in there. You don't put the other one. You don't put Otawara. You're down to, you're going to end up with a modern deck that's like 5 basics.
Cheap mana base. I do like the idea of, keep the deck the same, but then the mana base is cheap.
Sure, but even then,
you get a Boseiju, and then that's like it.
You've got 12 plus, I'm just doing this fast, plus 26 plus.
The TLDR of it is, it just isn't possible unless they want to ignore the secondary market.
Right,
because
386 just in like the biggest numbers over here. That's not even counting all the little dollars and $5 here. So we're already at $400 before we even look at lands.
Yeah.
How do you do it? I don't know that it's possible.
You just can't.
No,
you can't. And when you look at it from like the basis of like, they'll print a commander deck with 100 cards in it and a whole bunch of tokens, right?
Right.
That is more cardboard than it is to print a modern deck that is 74 or 75 cards with tokens. It's just less paper, right? But they can't print it because of the secondary market. That's essentially what it comes down to.
That's entirely it, and that's entirely all.
Yep, that's it.
Chat, if you would indulge us for just a moment. Jake and I do this as our full-time jobs, and that comes along with having some sponsors. We're going to do a little sponsored segment. At the end of this, we're going to talk about our new Patreon tiers very quickly and some of the new things we're offering over there to get more involved with the community and allow you to get more involved with us if you would like to. Jake, let's start out talking about Card Conduit. Card Conduit is like the easiest buy list you can imagine. A buy list is a place that just has basically a board of prices for the cards. They say, we'll buy it for this. Couple different stores keep them. Card Conduit is the easiest that we've ever seen. You send them the cards, they send you a check. That can be all that you do. That can be your entire experience with them. But the beauty is, let me show you this. Fees right here in the middle. If you just send a bunch of unsorted cards, you're going to pay 10% of the total value plus 3 cents per card. This is dummy insurance for them. This is so that people aren't sending them, 6 wide cardboard long boxes of basic lands and being like, please give me 1 cent per card. No, they're going to charge you 3 cents per card if you do some bullshit. But curated service, this is where you want to land. You can go here too, but this is you're living in heaven right here. Unsorted cards, make sure they're worth $1. Fire them over to Card Conduit. They're going to take 5%. If you use our code, you're going to get 10% of that right back.
But Joel, how do they know if the card is $1 or more?
The beauty is right here, Jake, on their website. You click card price check.
Whoa.
You type it in. Let's say, Jake, you've got an Oko Thief of Crowns, the most beautiful borderless card that you want to get rid of. You can just go to their site and see straight up. Those abs are worth $13.53 for a near mint copy. Card Conduit will just give you that.
I would pay that daily for those abs.
Me too. And the beauty, the thing that I love about it, Jake and I really value transparency. Let everybody make their own decisions. Just give them all the facts and let them make a choice. Card Conduit puts the retail price, TCG low, of the card right next to what they'll pay you for it. So you can compare and go, if I take the time to either trade this or list it, ship it, the whole 9 yards, I could potentially get about $19. Or I can say, hey, I'll give you $5 if you'll just go sell this for me and give me the money. And that's what they'll do. That's the entire business. It's fantastic. We've had a lot of patrons. You can ask around in the Discord. We've had a ton of patrons make a lot of money doing this. I've seen people showing us receipts of thousands of dollars they've made off of cards they just had sitting around. I can go FOMO and buy my $600 decks if I had $1,000.
I've used the service and it was super easy. It ended up being like $40 less than I expected, and it came down to conditions of cards. But you know, I was expecting to get like $460, and I think it came out at like $410 or something like that. And for me, I just want to save time, get some money for some cards, and so I just offloaded some stuff. It was a bunch of stuff that I had spec'd in the past, so I just got rid of, you know, essentially bulk and extra copies of cards and made a little extra money on the side. So it's a very easy service to use. Big thank you to Card Conduit for sponsoring our channel, and I look forward to sending them some stuff in the future.
Yeah, same. I was just talking at the beginning of the stream about how much sorting I'm doing. I'm already in my head earmarking that's going to Card Conduit, that's going to Card Conduit, that, you know, I'm already doing it. We'd be reticent not to mention our sponsor, TCG Player. Y'all know it, y'all love it. You watch our great pickups, you watch our don't buy these, you watch our upgrade videos. All of those always have affiliate links to TCG Player to go buy those cards if you want to. One click, real easy. If you check out on this website, before you do, try to remember, hey, I need to go click on Jake and Joel's link because it costs me nothing extra, and it shows TCG Player that they should keep sponsoring Jake and Joel so that we can keep making sweet videos and doing sweet streams. So if you shop at TCG Player, definitely use our link. Jake, we got to talk about MTG stocks, eh?
Yeah, MTG stocks. We've talked to the creator of MTG stocks,
yes,
and he is such a sweet guy. And he says that 80% of his users come to the site for 20% of the features. And I love that he describes it as that, because if you are someone who is into the in-depth price history of cards, I can't think of any better site that you could use or you should use. This site is a great resource. We use it to track all-time high and all-time low prices.
This is a huge piece. We love this right here. This is one of our favorite features.
Yes, and is so, like, for example, if someone is getting into Magic and say you want to play my favorite kind of deck, which is like a mill deck, for example, I might tell you, well, if you want to play mill, you have to buy Archive Trap. But unless you're playing a tournament, you don't necessarily have to have that card until it gets a reprint. And I would say for scarce cards, you might want to hold off on buying cards that are scarce, because we live in a time where Wizards of the Coast will print anything and everything under the sun that has any sort of value. So I might say to you, you know, like, wait to buy a card that needs a reprint. Well, this is actually retraced nicely and become a lot more affordable. So my price memory of this card had it around like $25. So
we're
maybe
MTG
a poor
boomers.
example.
I still think Jace the Mind Sculptor is the most powerful card in Magic.
Right, but like if a card needs a reprint,
look at this
then
one.
we might tell you to hold off on buying that card until it gets one. MTG stocks is a great way for us to look at the long-term price history of a card and kind of guess, you know, hey, is this thing due for a reprint? Is this thing around an all-time low? Is this thing worth buying now? Invaluable resource. We love MTG stocks.
Analytics go all-time high, all-time low. It's a feature that we use a lot. They've also got handy lists on here, which is bundled cards that have something in common. So you can go in here, and to Jake's point, if you're a new player, like, that was something that the owner of this site really kind of struck a chord with us on, is that he doesn't come from the like finance bro, Bitcoin stonks world. That's not what he does. MTG stocks is a name that makes you think that's what this is about. But for him, he said he started the website because he just wanted to be able to play Legacy cheaper with his friends, so that they could watch cards prices and set reminders and buy Legacy cards when they weren't ridiculous. I love coming in here.
So they were looking for all-time lows themselves.
Exactly.
They were trying to figure out, you know, when's a good time to buy a $150 card. Well, if it's going to be a $150 effect, you'd want to try to buy that card for what? Less than $150. So if something with like a $150 effect, let's say something like Mana Crypt, dips to below $100, well, then you get into a zone where you have low risk, right? You're buying a card with a very powerful effect for a cheaper price than what you expect. The price could go lower than that, but most likely the price is going to go higher as that card gets soaked up, right? So yeah, MTG stocks is really good for getting into buying on a budget.
Go check their premium offerings out, y'all. Premium's up here on the top board. go create an account. Go poke around. MTG Stocks is a really cool site. We use it a lot on here on the channel.
I see people memeing about reserve list. Like, we know how reserve list works, chat. I see Nick saying, I'm still waiting on the Scrubland reprint. That's not going to happen, friends. Well, actually, MTG 30th anniversary edition did happen.
No,
but,
the meme,
we don't talk
the
about
commenter meme would be, oh, you want a brush land? Just go to wish.com.
Right.
That's what the meme lord commenter would say. I've got a brush land. I went to wish.com. Chat, last sponsored segment of the night is sponsored by viewers like you. We have overhauled the Patreon and added a ton of new features.
Whoa, a bunch of new features.
Yeah, we have got tiers that we're really excited about, and we hope that people are really going to enjoy. The main thing that I'll show you, we've got tiers going all the way up and fun stuff to explore. But at our $10 tier, we've added an exclusive video weekly that's only going to be available to patrons at the $10 a month tier or higher. The JAJAM enthusiast tier is what we're calling it. Exclusive video is going to be dropped on the Patreon over there. If you want some more behind the scenes, more in-depth discussions, some get to know you videos with me and Jake, some stories, we got a lot of cool plans for patron only videos that wouldn't necessarily work on the channel. So we've opened that up for people who are interested in getting a little bit more of us. And then I want to look at the elite strategist tier here at the $50. That's where you're going to get the playmat. It's the playmat tier. You've seen it before if you're a member of the Patreon. But on this one, we're adding a monthly group call, 1 hour call once a month. Everybody at this tier or higher is going to be invited to that call. And that's where we're going to get feedback and listen to you. Ask what you want to see on the channel. Have a group discussion about what's going on in MTG, a stream segment, some videos, ideas that y'all want to see. That's going to get you some access and some influence over our channel. And then we're going to invite you onto the stream once a month on our community stream. We're going to have a segment with everybody at this tier or higher, and you're going to be invited on, voice only, video only, whatever you want to do. We'll have a roundtable discussion once a month with those patrons and higher. There is a Patreon link just above the chat. If you want to click on that, go check it out. See if any of these are a good fit for you. Y'all, the Patreon helps us stay independent as much as we possibly can. This is what will allow us to continue on foreseeably into the future doing this, and it will allow us to get a little more involved with everybody. Jake, what are you excited about with all this Patreon? I'm flooding the airwaves with my voice right now.
Oh, I'm just excited to be able to, interact more with patrons. This has been something that we've been working on for a long time, and so we're trying to figure out, how do we balance this time, because at the end of the year we added on some sponsors.
Yep.
And so because we added on some sponsors, it changes some of our obligations. And so what we wanted to do was we wanted to structure the Patreon in such a way where we can make that time. And we think that we've done some stuff here that makes it, kind of cool. So in addition to everything that Joel was just talking about, if you're a visionary partner, you get a monthly 30-minute one-on-one call. That's if you just want to pop in, say, hey, Jake and Joel, I want to talk to you. We want to get something done. That's not everything that you get at that tier. You get all of the stuff that we've already talked about.
Yeah, all the higher tiers get everything below. That's just kind of a Patreon thing. But yeah, I mean, we've also opened up that slot for content creators. We've had a lot of people, we've given a lot of advice. We really like to be transparent about our journey as creators and help other people. That could be a good spot where you can just have a call set up with us on an ongoing basis. And then if you're a ridiculous fiend, you can go be Channel Monarch, and I expect Card Shop Reality to claim the one Channel Monarch space, and they will be the king of all.
You just get shout outs on everything. It's just pretty much everything. Supreme recognition, the pinnacle of support and influence. And Joel, we did talk about Content Architect at the $300 level.
Yeah.
That's if you want to get with us and we would coordinate a video. That would not include for example, if you were a business, you couldn't become a content architect and just kind of get us to just start promoting your business. It's more so if you want to have a collaboration and make an MTG video with us, then that is
Yeah, I mean,
that
if you
is
want
the tier to do it.
a custom video on the channel once a month, we got a tier for that as well. So y'all go check it out. See if anything interests you. Let us know what your feedback is. We certainly appreciate it. We were asked about the card conduit code RMP. When you check out at Card Conduit, use code JAJAM and you will be
JAJAM, all
Correct.
caps, and you will save 10% on your fees, specifically your fees that they collect from the cards that you send in.
Chat, what's on y'all's mind in MTG right now? What's going on?
Give me just a moment. I'll be right back, and we'll crack into the next segment.
I'm gonna talk to the homies. What's on y'all's mind? What's going on? There is like, I can't tell you. I can't remember a busier time for us than right now. It's wild, man. I'm trying to remember if it's gone crazy any other time like this. But we're coming off of a set, and mid previews of a set, we get 4 sets of previews, like first looks. We get 4 sets of first looks. And so it's just wild. It's wild to me how much was announced all at once. RMP is standard fun. Anybody having fun in standard? Chat, we got more Modern Horizons 3 discussions to have here in just a second. Just taking a little break. Taking a little second of a break. Yeah, Spec, I'm ready to chop up and get the fetches. I'm feeling like I'll be making videos this time next year where I'm like, I shouldn't have FOMO'd and bought those collector commander decks. And fetches are cheap, y'all go buy them. John, you don't have to yell. How do you feel about Assassin's Creed having modern legal versions of cards? It doesn't affect me. I don't play modern, so I don't know anything about it. I think Dark Joel thinks it's kind of funny when a Universes Beyond card breaks into modern and people have to be like, I've equipped my lightsaber. How often do I get a haircut? Not very often, honestly. My hair grows insanely fast. Like every 3 months or so? Is that normal? How often do you get haircuts? Duskmorn was the only one that we didn't see anything from, right? That's like the 80s horror. What is it, 70 and 80s horror? Is that what we've been told that is? Oh, thank you, Sid. My head feels weird when I don't get a haircut. For some reason, I've just like really gotten into, I like to have my hair super short. I don't know what it is. As soon as it starts like getting around my ears and touching my ears or getting down below like my bottom hairline, I start getting this like, I need to go get a haircut itch. I used to shave my head once every few years in like college. The last time I shaved my head actually was the pandemic. And that's because you couldn't go to the barber because there were no hair cutters open. Everybody's hair was growing out crazy long.
Tight. Thank you.
T-Wolf, how long were you in the army? Zephyr, what are you saying Duskmorn looks questionable on? I feel like we've seen one piece of box art and they've said it's 70s or 80s horror themed. I mean, it looks like Duskmorn's supposed to be the last set of the year. It's like a horror set that's not Innistrad or what's the other horror set? Isn't there another scary set?
The Crimson Vow, all that stuff, right?
Yeah, but that's all still on Innistrad. I thought there was still one other thing.
Oh,
like a scary plane. Shadowmoor? Was that scary?
I guess Shadowmoor, maybe. Eldritch Moon is also in the Innistrad kind of basket.
Yeah, but that was more like cosmic horror. That was more cosmic horror.
What, Eldritch?
Yeah, Eldritch Moon.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a scary set.
Innistrad was like classic. I don't even know what to call it. Classic horror. Vampires and werewolves and shit.
Yeah.
Phyrexia.
Zombos.
Yeah. Phyrexia is like...
Yeah, Phyrexia is horror. That's for sure.
Yeah, a lot of physical Horror.
mutilation kind of stuff. Phyrexia.
Yeah, I think that'll be cool. I'm not super interested in it. I don't really go for that genre much. Not my thing. But
yeah,
people really love horror movies. Like, wow. Wow, do they?
Mm-hmm.
What do we got next?
So we have talked about box prices. I think a fun thing to kind of close this out would be for us to kind of talk about Eldrazi cards. Yeah. We're getting a new Eldrazi deck that is going to be coming to us in Modern Horizons 3. Joel, if you would, could you just pull up some box art of this current Eldrazi deck that we have? And then we're going to talk about some good Eldrazi cards and just kind of go from there. Walter going for the Monarch says Monarch snipe.
Whoa!
Also, I'm going to Patreon and upgrading my tier to the $10 level. Walter, that sounds great. Beautiful. It's the perfect tier for me. It's very nice. Thank you, JAJAM team and JAJAM community. Walter, we appreciate that.
Very nice.
Buzzfuzz says I sent you both my Eldrazi lists on Discord if you want to look at the cards. Okay, cool. That's
Buzz
sweet.
said if there's cards you want during Eldrazi Fever. Yeah, we'll take a peek at that.
I like this. This is cool. Thank you, Buzz. Walter, thanks very much. And for that $10.01 super chat, you are the Stream Monarch. All hail Walter, the Stream Monarch.
In our hearts and in our farts.
So we got Eldrazi Incursion. New Eldrazi deck. 5-color Eldrazi.
This used to work, I swear. What the hell is going on? Whatever.
Oh, you're trying to put it onto...
Oh, it's because this is an incognito tab.
It's an incognito tab. That's what it is.
My internet was like, no, we're looking up porn over here, baby. Don't put the regular shit over here. Like, that's not what we were looking up. Oh, we know what you wanted. Eldrazi.
Also, chat, we've made it to over 130 likes. Can we get to 169 though?
Modern Horizons 3 Commander deck, Eldrazi Incursion. Our very first 6-color. God, I've had fun.
Wait, hold on before we crack in.
What?
Let's update the Stream Monarch.
Oh, sorry. We
Sorry,
had a
I just
Monarch
wanted
snipe.
to get that because we're about to start this segment,
great.
so I wanted to.
Yeah,
get it
you
before we do.
heard it in my voice. Yep. I was doing a pseudo.
I know your
stream
voice.
cut
I was like, oh, he's about to start. He's about to start.
He's doing the voice.
He's going.
He's
I'm like, he's doing this thing right now.
We've got to get ahead of this, or we know the boy will continue to talk.
So let's call this a cards to have on your radar before Modern Horizons 3.
All hail the new Stream Monarch, Walter A. All hail the outgoing Stream Monarch, John. Crowns in chat for your new Stream Monarch, Walter A. Walter A, I need to see some of this out of you. And chat, I need to see some of this out of you. Crowns in chat for the new Monarch.
This is my Monarch dance, dude. It's mostly just my right shoulder goes up a little bit and I wiggle my butt.
Yeah, I've got like a head wiggle and my shoulders go back on a different cadence, so it kind of looks weird. Modern Horizons 3. Modern Horizons 3 is bringing us Commander precons. That's the reality of it. We're moving past that. We're not talking about the fact that it's happening. We're just talking about it in a vacuum. Eldrazi Incursion, our very first 6-color Commander precon. I've had a good time trolling people on the internet calling it a 6-color Commander
deck. This is wild. Yep.
This means that we're probably going to get some sick new colorless and Eldrazi support. However...
And or colored Eldrazi as well.
Yeah, exactly. Right? We'll make some of those devoid cards a little better, perhaps.
Perhaps.
But the best thing to do when you look at a new product that's going to come out is try and speculate on what's going to be in it, what's not going to be in it, because what's not going to be in it is going to move as a result of this being released.
Right. And it, like how it's going to affect the market of those cards. Ooh, terrible, evil MTG Finance. Joel,
market?
what is it? What is it about Eldrazi, Joel, that make them such an attractive creature type in Magic the Gathering? What do you think it is?
I'm going to answer your question with visuals because I got a feeling when I came over here. This is patron of the channel, longtime supporter, pseudo mod, Mr. BuzzFuzz.
Fuzzbuzz.
Mr. Fuzzbuzz sent us Buzz's version of an Eldrazi deck.
That's right.
Kozilek the Great Distortion deck. I'll answer your question, Jake. What makes it so that people want to play it? Look at this.
Yeah. It's kind of a guided question, right?
Tell me as you're looking at this, if you're not like, oh, I kind of want to play that. Oh, baby, take it in. Breathe it in like fumes from the Void Gorger.
That's right. Insanity has it. They're big and they're scary.
Yes, dude.
We're winning a game
There's
and the
card
shit
art
looks
like this.
absolutely freaking awesome, right?
What is that? That's insane.
Everything you play is big.
There's a card with the name of a set on it. Yeah, boy.
Right.
What else do you want? Titan's presence?
So this, for me, when a set like this comes out, you have a whole bunch of players that are like, well, time to revisit that old cycle of creatures, right?
I think that this is going to go kind of crazy. This is a new card that I think people really haven't woken up to yet. That potentially, so this has got a manifest thing, colorless creature spell thing. This was from the last colorless deck.
Yeah.
Whenever you attack with creatures with total power 6 or greater, turn a face down creature you control face up. That's off the manifests. Get some free Eldrazi off of this.
And it's a May. So like if you accidentally were to turn, for example, a removal spell or something that's, you just keep it a manifested creature.
You've got lands.
This looks like a fun list, man.
Eldrazi, Temple, Eye of Ugin. Let's take it to our sponsor MTG Stocks and look up Eye of Ugin, because that one
let's see what's kind of happening. If we were to sort that deck by price, right? We can get kind of an idea of what's going on. So look at Eye of Eugene has just shot up in price.
Well, look at when. I wonder if we could find the announcement of the Eldrazi deck from Commander Masters and see if it happened on July 20th, 2023.
So we haven't seen much of a spike in this card. I would probably wager a guess that Eye of Ugin ends up in this deck.
I would assume so as well, Jake.
Right?
I
this
think,
seems like a spot to put it.
I mean, what has it got? Can you see the prices? Yeah, prices are right above Jake's head if you're missing it. Okay, so this is the Judge promo version. Let's we need to duplicate this so we can mess with it a little bit.
Yeah, let's duplicate.
Go to more, go to duplicate. Y'all, you got to get on Moxfield. Moxfield's got the deck lists. JAJAM version. Dupe it. Okay, so let's go over here and let's just update to cheapest so that we can see where we're at, because Buzz has got a lot of crazy versions in this. So right now we're sitting on 1400. You can go over here, go to update to cheapest.
And then I want to sort high to low after that. All right, so we took it down about $300.
Not that huge of a move though. Yeah, let's go to view options. We want to sort by price. We want to include price, extra data, group by type, visual grid. Save it. So looking at top creatures, everything's going to go lowest price to highest price in each category, Jake, and we'll see the category subheading there.
Sure.
Eugene, I don't think
this is a kind of card that belongs in a big mana deck.
Well,
I love the
colorless
minus X
deck
on this card. It's a big card with a big effect, right?
I don't think though that this is the kind of card they would print in here. Either Ugin.
Nah.
These don't get printed in this kind of thing. I don't honestly think any of these walkers.
No, probably
Buzz,
not.
are these the only arguable walkers for this deck? It feels right, but I don't know if I'm forgetting one. because there's no outside the game, so you can't run other Karn.
The Eugene
Unless you
passive
just want to be a
effect is
dick
worth
and turn
running
off
by
artifacts.
itself.
Oh, that's why you run this. But
Yeah.
this is from War of the Spark. This card is just like every card in this set is demolished except for a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, let me back it up a little bit. I zoomed in too far. There you go. You still got prices there, chat. Sorry about that. Rise of the Eldrazi is absolutely going to be a card that people are going to want. It's dumb, it's big, but you're running the big dumb deck, right? That's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to play a card like this, it belongs in a deck like this.
574, you could probably see a little tick up on that one. Let's check the price over at MTG stocks.
Yeah, I'm interested to look at kind of.
Yeah, this one people haven't started going through yet. This is also still widely available.
This also seems like something that they could just print right in, right? Is my head blocking the prices, chat?
No, I fixed that already. No, I mean, they could, but that would be super wild, man. If they're getting into, we're going to reprint novel cards from the Master
Commander
set
deck?
the year before into a Horizon set. Holy shit.
Right.
That's jumping the shark in MTG words.
Jesse James, yes. We have made a video about it, but the Sheldon Secret Lair looks really good.
We actually
are a fan.
Did we have a video? We didn't have a video about it. We talked about it on stream, didn't we?
Yeah, we gave our recommendation for.
Yeah. We talked about it last stream, last week. Straight up running lessons
The rest of this
in here,
stuff
but
pretty
you got
chill.
to, right? It's
All his
colorless.
dust would be a good reprint in the deck. I could see all his dust making it in.
Bunch of Commander Masters support in here because that pre-con happened. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, Mystic Forge is really interesting because you don't think about this for this deck. You only think about this for artifact decks.
Oh baby, I freaking love this. What we're looking at here.
Well, I mean, this if you want to talk dirty to Jake, just be like,
Mana rocks.
8 mana rocks. And he's like,
Brand Dynamo.
And he's like,
yeah,
9 mana rocks.
10 mana rocks.
10 mana rocks.
11.
Oh, bro.
12.
We better stop or Jake's camera is gonna start.
Yeah, Thran
Dynamo. See his
Dynamo.
mic going like this. You're not gonna know why.
We got a whole bunch of. That's very kind of you to say.
Just really good compliments over here. $20 on Portal for Ixia. Man, do I wish I had picked up a copy
Love this
of
card,
this.
dude. This card is the shit.
Wish I had grabbed one of these when we were in the Brothers
It
War.
was like a $10 card, and it was like, well, that seems like it's worth passing on. Nah, dude, that's such an EDH card if I've ever seen one.
Oh yeah, started around that $12 mark, and then people were like, "Oh shit, it's good."
There was a time. There was a time.
Got down below 20. It looks like it kind of likes the $20 price point. It just needs a reprint, but it's not going to get one for a while.
Big old card with a huge effect. So it's like people that want to play big shit, you play that.
This is good, but Shrine has been printed into the dirt.
That was a Battle for Zendikar card, dude. That card never stood a chance.
Homeward Path has actually climbed up a little bit. Strip Mine.
I appreciate the Lotus Field in here as well. And then obviously a deck like this, you run Ancient Tomb. Chat. Oh, look at Tower of the Magistrate. Shout out Tower of the Magistrate.
Yeah, shout out Tower of the Magistrate. We put this in a sleeper video back in the day. It's one of our claims to fame. City of Shadows. Sacrifice one of your creatures, but remove it from the game instead of placing it in your graveyard. Okay, hang on. I need some fucking Oracle text on this because my brain hurts. What's it called? City of Shadows? Tap it, exile a creature you control, put a storage counter on it. Tap it, add a colorless for each storage counter on it. Buzz, how often is this super dope? Or is this... I've got people in
It's
chat
really good.
in all caps saying,
look at
"Guys,
how
I'm
the
getting
storage
horny."
counters don't even go away. Like, what the shit? This is one of those cards that's so obvious. Can we see the price chart of this thing?
Part of the reserve
City
list.
of Shadows.
Oof.
Watch. I bet it's gonna.
City of Ass.
Look at that.
What sent
Yep.
it? Because it calmed back. This actually isn't
It
moving
did.
properly because this is the Eldrazi deck, dude.
Oh, well, no. I mean, this is just an old reserve list card that went through a huge spike and then came back down. I was just interested in its price history.
I see.
But I see what happened. It had a big pump during all of the during that 2021, 2022, and now it's calmed back down. It's a good card. Ooh, proliferate. Yep. I agree.
Let's look at the devoid cards. Sorrow of Stagnation at $2 is our most expensive, chat. These aren't gonna, no one's gonna care. As far as
Again,
price goes.
BFZ card, World Breaker, any of this stuff that came out in Battle for Zendikar or Oath of the Gatewatch has been absolutely decimated in price due to people hunting for expeditions during those sets.
There wasn't a free way to get foils like collector boosters back then, so maybe look at your foils of Sire of Stagnation. That's the most expensive one. Let's go see that. Or
I
what's
could
the
see
3-1?
all of those
Displacer.
being in that deck, dude. I could just see them putting all that in
Right.
there.
I mean, it's super cheap, good filler that they haven't. So the most expensive Sire of Stagnation is $11.
Yeah.
And it's
I could just see them loading it up with everything. You get the Kozilek removal spell. You get like
the market agrees with
everything
y'all.
from BFZ.
The market agrees with y'all. The foil has already dropped a full $1 since they've announced
Oh,
the
I think.
the pre-cons.
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty
And if this is in there, we're gonna get new art probably and the new foiling on the collector. So yeah, that becomes the desirable copy of cards like this
yeah, that's interesting.
immediately. Yeah, I mean, cards, I see it, John. People are dumping, but it's not moving. Yeah, it's. Oh, that's a funny little sneaky include in there. Why not?
See,
plus
that's a card
11
that
life?
I run in. I run that in Atali because Atali you get hit real hard in Atali, and so giving Atali lifelink on a land is good.
Oh yeah.
In red green, it's easy to sneak something like that in.
Recast your big one, get ETBs again. Do you
Yeah.
think that they'll put a $35 card in there, Jake?
I think so. I think if you're making a master set for a set that is premium, and you're charging people $150 for the deck, that deck should have some very good, and I mean this from the secondary market standpoint, cards that have actual money attached to them. So yeah, I do think they would put an Eye of Ugin in there, and if they don't, I'd be very surprised. I'm kind of disappointed.
Field of the
The
Dead would be a
Decks
good
should be really good for the most part. Very good decks.
inclusion as well.
Yeah. Like you can make those decks good by leaving out stuff like fetch lands from the mana base. Like leaving out expensive lands.
Yeah.
You can fit some pretty good stuff in because a lot of stuff has been reprinted at this point.
But your
So
top
most
end
of it's
here,
affordable.
look at this. Your biggest hits Eldrazi wise, $20, $33, $37, $40.
Yeah.
You can't put them all in there, especially since you just reprinted Ulamog last year. But
yeah,
this one
Butcher of
hasn't.
Truth probably.
I mean, absolutely.
Maybe.
This is my main pick because, I mean, well, Infinite Gyre was reprinted later than that, right? 2010. This was 2015. Yeah.
I think Ulamog got reprinted in 2015 as well.
Oh, did it?
Infinite.
Might have.
I think it did.
Infinite Jaya Double Masters 22.
And it was printed in 2015 as well, yeah. Yeah, okay, so that's right. Yeah, it got all of the textured stuff.
Yeah.
It got the big. So that one maybe not so much.
Yeah, it's tough. It's
Yeah.
tough. What about Kazi?
Kozilek was also printed in that same set.
And we got the treatments, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that one's been reprinted a lot as well. Maybe they'll just put a bunch of new shit in it.
Yo, Void Winter is not that big of a hit anymore. Oh shit, never mind. $31. I was wrong.
I'm actually happy that that card did something. I have like 6 of those.
You should definitely
Probably
be
have
selling
sold them already. I should have sold
Yeah.
them already.
Yeah, but
I mean, selling them now is fine.
I was gonna say the second best time is now.
Yeah.
That would be a good one to buy list to cardconduit.com. Let's see. Card price check.
I'm gonna
it.
guess
Card
it's
Conduit.
worth like $25. I'm gonna guess.
They will give you $22 for your Void Winnower. TCG lows at 25.
It's not bad.
Yeah, the prices that we look at on Scryfall, y'all, are TCG market. You really want to take a glance at TCG low to really establish what your price is. You could have gotten this secret layer for $30.
Fighting Irish, it depends really on your play group and the pod that you're in.
Right.
It really depends on that, because in CEDH, yeah, it's probably going to be very difficult to actually, win a game with a deck this top heavy. But if it's casual, then yeah, you can have a lot of fun playing like a battle cruiser kind of format like this.
I gotta analyze this. Somebody unironically running Argentum Masticore out here in 2024. First strike, pro multicolor. At the beginning of your upkeep, sack it unless you discard a card. When you discard a card this way, destroy target non-land permanent opponent controls a mana value less than or equal to the mana value of the discarded card.
That seems like a good enabler for that new Emrakul.
So you just kill anything you want because you're pitching 9 mana creatures. And then you return them with like Artisan of Kozilek.
Yeah. Lesford says it's pretty good for Kozilek because I'll have less cards than draw 7.
I love this. I love Zenith Chronicler in here. Give you some extra cards. What other card draw do you have? No. Maybe that. That's it. Let's check it. On Moxfield, you can go up here in the right corner, top right corner. If you can see it, it's under chat right now. And you can type in highlighter. You can highlight cards in your deck to get a glance. So Scryfall search is how we do this. Draw card is what we want to see here.
Jesse James winning the lotto there. Very nice.
So highlighted now are the cards that say card draw on them. Draw a card on them in this deck. Not access to a ton in colorless. You gotta hope that commander, that colorless commander draws cards really. If you really want to like... I don't know that they even want to put this deck over the top because... like Immortal Sun is your best option here, right? Get in it.
Yeah.
Phyrexian Arena for 6 in this deck.
Sure. Yeah.
War Room is sick. Bro, is this just pay 3, draw a card? Holy shit, this is sick in this.
Pay 3. Pay life equal to the number of colors in your commander's color identity. Draw a card. Yep.
That's crazy. War Room in a colorless deck. Better than it already was good.
Yeah.
And I
pretty
love
good.
that card. I love that card so much. It's one of my favorite cards that came out of that set.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
This is a Brothers War card that I've played with. 6
Card's
mana,
pretty sweet, dude.
flying Vigi, trample, lifelink 4/4, but you want to exile it from your graveyard. Choose a creature and put 4+1/+1 counters on it, and then a flying vigilance, a trample, and a lifelink counter. All on that creature for 5 mana. Kind of insane value. Infiltration Lens.
One thing I'm interested in, or one thing that is interesting to me, excuse me, is that with the exception of like a couple cards, I'm not seeing a ton of like cards spiking in price due to this news.
I think it's new. I think that people who aren't like jacked in like we are,
Yeah.
this is all still settling. Did you hear that there's an Eldrazi deck announced? I think is further down the list for most people. They're still reacting to the price of the collector ones. They're still reacting to, oh, Bloomburrow, oh, Assassin's Creed,
Sure.
oh, Outlaws.
I'm actually kind of thinking like you know, the $80 deck, I see that this non-foil version is $80. I do think they would put, you know, like maybe $150 worth of secondary market quote unquote value into this, where you've got like a nice land and like a couple good meaningful Eldrazi cards in
Unless
there.
they're leaning on the power level of the new cards they put in. Because if they're just
I mean,
saying, oh, we're
they
putting
could be
future value cards in there. I liked Food Time's point here. I wanted to point it out. We just had an Eldrazi deck too. And so probably all of the like speculation wave of that Eldrazi deck really flushed out a lot of the Eldrazi card market, so to speak.
Sure.
And so what's left over, I think, you know, it's kind of telling that in a 2024 version of the Eldrazi deck, you've got cards that were printed into Commander Masters specifically for the colorless deck. Multiples. And so I'm wondering if that's how we're also going to see these new decks. But I don't know.
Yeah, maybe so. I'm happy that we looked at it because there were a couple cards that we saw that had increased in price.
Right.
But really, yeah, not as many buyouts as I would expect.
What is Marvel at right now with the energy deck? Yeah, that's another good point. Like, we're just looking at the Eldrazi one here, y'all. But we know the four. One is Graveyard Overdrive, and that one's hard to target because it's Jund and it's Graveyard, so it's just such a wide open archetype in the format. Same landfall here with Simic. I mean, looking at the good Simic cards, I don't know. But Creative Energy. That is the Jeskai energy counters with powerful payoffs. One of the main cards in that, is it the Whirl? Is it the Marvel or the Whirl? Is that the thing?
Big
same
PP,
thing?
we're not at 34K yet. We're working on it.
Yeah, we're getting there.
I think we're like maybe 33,950 bucks away, if I had to guess.
Closer every day.
We're getting there.
Oh, it's got a little spike to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a good one. This is a good one, chat. This is a good one to note. Aetherworks Marvel. This is, man, this takes me back, dude. Spinning the wheel. You would spin the wheel and try to get Ulamog from Battle for Zendikar on the battlefield, and that was pretty much a standard deck that existed.
It had to be banned out of the format.
It ended up getting banned. That definitely happened, dude.
This card,
that very much happened.
I think attention came on this card when they announced that Energy Fallout Precon.
Yep.
And it's kind of crazy now that that has happened twice in this same analysis, Jake. We're getting these themes printed into Commander Precons, and they're like stepping on each other.
Yeah.
And so you can only look at the new cards that they're providing for the archetype and trying to extrapolate what Commander players are going to want 3 years from now when there hasn't been a reprint of any of this. If you're looking to speculate on cards, not encouraging that, not financial advice.
Yeah, actually, you know, I don't really spec cards anymore. Like I'll like buy something preemptively if something gets spoiled, but I'm not going out of my way to buy like a bunch of them. I'm just like, you know, I want to have that card just in case that card does something.
Last time I did that was when Pioneer got announced, and I got so burned, I stopped. I was done with it. I didn't want to do it again.
Yeah.
I tried it
like
with Neon Kamigawa, Neon Dynasty. I bought a bunch of Spirits cards because they had announced, no, it wasn't Neon Dynasty. What was it? Oh, Kaldheim maybe?
Sure.
They announced the Spirit Precon and a bunch of Spirits cards, and I was like, oh, hell yeah, let's get some Threads of the Riki or whatever those cards are called.
Right.
Got super burned. Gonsi's Aether Heart's another one. This is one that I put in my upgrade of this deck. Jake and I have got those upgrade videos or video coming out soon for the Fallout decks, but this is one that I built into that. I mean, you have to imagine that getting 8 energy is going to be simple. Especially because this provides you with 2 of it. And another 2 every single time an artifact happens. So it's like this fantastic energy generation machine that in a pinch you can be like, I just need 1 extra turn. I'll exile
Yeah, dude,
it.
this one for me seems like a good one. Not surprised to see this move in a little bit.
Yeah.
It's crazy how, you know, you kind of would think like the ship has sailed for energy, but then all of a sudden it comes back, you know, and you have all of these cards that if you had been really bullish on energy cards, you know, it's like, I know the energy support is coming back. You could have been buying those Gonti's Aether Hearts
Picking
for
up the Aether
$3 and
Hearts.
$4, you know, to flip for 10s. In a lot of ways, the MTG market is very predictable. You know, that you can see why you get some stock bros that come in here that are like, I'm gonna freaking clean up.
$70 a piece for these commander decks.
Just the base level version. So for about $300 or under $300, you could get the whole set.
Do you like that price, Jake? Would you buy these?
You know, if I needed so many gosh darn decks, these are probably some decks that I would buy. Yeah, but I just don't need that many decks. You know, you make that point all the time, how you have decks that sit on your shelf.
Sure.
You're like, here's my decks that live on the shelf.
Do you want to hear
Those
my
are your
FOMO
shelf
worm?
decks.
Can I open my mouth and just let my FOMO worm talk for a second, and I'll shut the hell up for a second?
Sure.
These are going to be wildly powerful and playable right out of the box. It's not like I need more decks. It's like, do you want a new deck in your top 5 commander decks?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's totally fair. Yeah, it's totally
like a
fair.
player like you, what do you have like put together? Like 4 or 5 commander decks, I would guess.
Like that are currently playable.
Yeah, that are ready to roll. If you wanted to play right now and somebody said, how many options do you fully have total? What would you
that
have?
are ready to can they be precons?
Yeah,
like
sure.
That are
of course.
Precons? Like 8. I have 8 decks that are like
right. And so probably like 3 or 4 of those are actually a commander deck that you would get excited to play. And so it's like it rotates 4. That in.
Probably 4.
Right.
Yeah.
It rotates a deck in that's just like ready to go. I'm speculating.
Yeah.
I don't know the power level of these. This is my FOMO worm talking. But,
FOMO worm.
You know, like, I'm not saying I have much interest in like the tricky terrain one. I don't really want to play landfall. I like the energy idea, but that's mostly because I want the Fallout energy deck, and I know that there's probably going to be a lot of heat in this one, and you know, just smash them together, and you got like the craziest energy deck in the world.
You got a deck. Got a deck ready to go, dude.
That's what I'm saying. And so, you know,
I'm actually excited to see how that turns out.
Like, what happens when you take the Eldrazi Incursion deck and the Commander Masters Eldrazi deck and you smash those together?
Right.
Suddenly you've got this ridiculous, and that's what I'm saying. It just seems very, I don't know. More will come, more will go. We will get hyped and we will get unhyped. This is the way of the world.
Yeah.
I just feel
I definitely want to check these decks out and see what's in them. And it may be the kind of thing where, you know, we get further into this spoiler season. And if you're not subscribed, you should be, because if you're looking for a channel that's going to cover Modern Horizons, it's definitely going to be us. This is going to be one of the most anticipated
over the last week.
So I would definitely say, you know, if you've been on the fence about, do I subscribe to these guys? Well, if you are enjoying this stream, and if you do want to, you know, keep up with all of the newest and hottest Magic sets, then yeah, I'd say hit that subscribe button. This is just going to be a waited out kind of thing. Like, there's part of me where I'm at, like, I'm with like the 6 at 6.
Matt.
And I'm like, I want to get a collector box, you know, like a single collector box just to go ham and, you know, go for it. You know,
it would be fun. Like me and you channel split a collector box and open some packs for ourselves. Maybe give 1 pack away, something like that.
Yeah. Matt, give away the pack that has the Dockside and the Ren and 6 in it.
Yeah, that's the only way we do it around here.
That's right.
Matt said Fallout Energy looks like the only decent one. Bro, have you seen the Auras and Equipment deck? The Auras and Equipment deck has new standards for that archetype that people are gonna need. People are gonna have to have. Those two are The energy one looks good, but like I said in our review of those decks, that's a mechanic you don't want to undershoot on or nobody's going to care. And you don't want to really overshoot too hard, but I feel like you want to err on the side of too powerful because it's Commander. Who gives a shit?
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be their motto. It's Commander. Fuck it. Ship it. We'll ban it out of Legacy if we need to.
Yeah, Commander, who gives a shit? Yeah.
And so, both of those were really, really powerful. I don't know about the Mutant one. I haven't seen Rad in action. I didn't watch the Spike Feeders video yet. Spike Feeders had a nice... Wizard sent them the precons early, and they had a video when the spoilers were done of gameplay of those 4 decks going against each other, and I was just like, jealousy!
Oh.
But I haven't gotten to watch it yet.
Yeah. It's cool.
At least two of them looks ridiculous. Almost as the Rad one's good. Jank said, when are we going to talk about the fact that we're getting a new Fibblethip? When we talk about Outlaws. There's not too much to talk about with Outlaws that we haven't talked about in all the preview stuff from last weekend, all the coverage of that we've done. And that set's going to start in like 3 weeks. So why rush it? Let's enjoy a bit of a lull. Can we just zen in the middle of a tiny little lull after drinking from a fire hose over the last 14 days? It's nice to just sit back and enjoy ourselves.
I want to end this poll.
Yeah, what was the finals? 62%.
Oh, actually, you
Wow.
just put this up. You just put this up 5 minutes ago. Never mind.
No, run it. People have voted. Everybody that's going to vote voted.
5 minutes ago, we had buy MH3 precon decks at 70 apiece. 40% of you said yes, and 60% of you said no. It's changing a little bit. Walter with the $5. We need to update that stream. Monarch.
Thank you there, Monarch.
My LGS.
Crowns in chat. Crowns in chat.
My LGS has those Fallout life trackers, but I have to pre-order a Fallout Commander deck. I know nothing. Which one should I get?
Hang on.
Unless you're
again?
passionate about playing energy, I would get any of them that isn't energy.
I think we can let the community answer you, Walter. Let me take a peek. If we go to our page and we where's your channel?
Not gonna lie, chat. If you're looking to have fun for $70 video game, go for the $40 video game called Helldivers 2. Definitely worth it.
Community. All right, here you go, Walter. The community has spoken. 36% are most excited for the Mothman deck. 28% are most excited for the Caesar deck. Dog meat pulled 20%. And my sweet little energy deck is going to be super cheap for me to pick up in about 4 months.
No one wanted the energy deck, huh?
No one
Anybody who
wanted
survived
the energy deck. People don't like doctors.
Anybody who survived Teamer Energy, just like, you just can't get rid of those days.
Yeah. It's just like, no.
Ryan says, is it just me or snow-covered wastes seem a little odd? No, I haven't really thought much about it.
It seems like a natural progression of things, bro. They got to keep using the gimmicks. They got to keep pushing the stuff together and combining the things into gimmicks.
It's like when they make us all 10 swords and we finally think the swords are done, and then all of a sudden they come out with a new sword. And we're like, what the shit? A new sword?
Then you do what you do is make a short that'll get a lot of views, and you say, this is the best fucking short I've ever seen in my life. And people will be like, actually, it
Walter,
doesn't let you attack through blockers, Joel. And I'm like, yeah, I understand how words work on Magic cards. Oh, you can't get through the blockers because it doesn't have color protection. Got it. Yeah, I understand. Instants
just wait for the swords that
can't
are
block.
Wait for the swords that are shards. They do the swords for each shard.
Oh my god, Jake, I've never considered it, and now I'm scared. Protection
now
from red and
protection
from white, protection from green.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah. Just wait for it. Just wait.
Oh, that's actually a good stream segment for the future.
Zeeper says, I
Designing.
can't wait for the sword of poop and pee.
Oh,
Thank you for the good contribution.
It's getting to
the stream.
10:30 Eastern. I see the poo poo pee pee comments are coming out. Sword of sex and ownership. Yeah, okay. I think that I would really like
Oh my
to
goodness.
have a stream segment, Jake. This lull would actually be a good time for it. In the next 2 weeks or so, we should organize it up and design live on stream with the community the shard swords, or just a couple of them at least. Tonight we're going to design the, you know, we can just like over the next year design all of the shard swords randomly on stream.
That could be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun, man. Like one a stream whenever we can. Zepper,
We also need to do worst universes beyond collabs.
everyone chat. Zepper has established the line. The line has been established. Please do not go over the line. The line has been established. Sort of Dom and Sub, I can actually get behind. I'm into that one. I can get
says,
that
I
one.
want to design them for you. Do some mock-ups or some splash frames.
Couple mock-ups, couple splash frames. Sword of taxes, and what would combine with that? The sword of taxes and
the sword of skin and teeth.
oh, skin and teeth. I like that.
Yeah, and it's like a playoff by the skin of our teeth.
List of MTG swords.
Sword of Jakey and Joe.
Okay, here we go.
How do we kick just a capybara forever?
Let's take this to old chat GPT and see what an AI will come up with. All right. This is a list of swords from Magic the Gathering. Ignore the numbers. Just look at the titles of the swords. Please suggest 25 names of future iterations of this sword cycle. That's plenty. ChatGPT will figure it out. Sun and Moon, so that's Pokemon. Storm and Calm. Dreams and Nightmares. Time and Space. Forests and Mountains.
I could see sword. Sword of forest and mountain.
Yeah. ChatGPT doesn't know shit about MTG, but
Equipped creature has protection from everything that is in the forest. Got it.
I like that one. Sword of Ice and Steam, we basically already have. ChatGPT being a little derivative there. Come on.
Swords of balls and shaft. That kind of reminds me of like baseball. What a wholesome suggestion. Thank you for that, John.
It's really good. Mechanical, I think. Mechanical engineering is what it reminds me of.
That sounds so good too. A balls and shaft.
I like this one a lot. Sword of Fate and Free Will. I think it's too long for the templating.
Sword of bananas and 7-Up. What is going on?
Get out of here. Y'all, didn't we get... What is Shadow and Light? Didn't we get that?
Light and shadow, yes.
Yeah, dude. I guess we didn't... Oh, you motherfucker. Look at that. ChatGPT being so lazy sometimes. I like myths and legends. I really like...
Equipped creature has land walk.
Oh, here's a good sword for Capenna.
Creature cannot gain unblockable.
This is a good sword for Capenna. Sword of Bonds and Betrayals. You know what they would do? They would design it for Capenna and then swap it to Ravnica at the last minute. Good night, everybody. Yeah, there's some good sword names in there. I'm glad we did that.
Sword of Death and Decay. My favorite one was Sword of Poop and Pee by Zepper.
I like
because
Shaft
that was
and
just-
Balls.
Yeah, the baseball one. Yeah.
The Shoots and Ladders one.
Yeah.
Sword of Pee Pee and Poo Poo.
Yeah.
God, our
Sword of your
community.
mom.
Y'all are
Now we're getting there.
Wow.
We're really getting in. Ponies and Barbies.
Y'all are insightful.
Sort of ponies and Barbies.
Y'all are insightful and y'all. I'm not saying good night. I was just making a joke. We are about to end the stream though. I tricked too many people. I was making a stupid joke about.
Hey, we got to 169 likes. That's
Did
what's
we
up.
get to 169 likes?
We did. We really did.
Man, I've got to figure out my first commander deck of the year. I was like all over. I need to finish putting my Lara deck together. That's what I need. Lara Croft deck needs to get fully together. I'm almost done with it. And then I was like, I'm going to build Ansrag. And then I was like, oh no, I'm going to build Nelly Borka. And then I was like, nah, I'm going to get that Dr. Lee Energy Precon. And now I'm like, oh, save all my money for the $600 Precon collector boxes.
Yeah, that sounds fucking crazy to me, man.
I'm all over the place.
I don't know. That one's tough.
You don't build any decks.
I do.
What's your latest deck build?
The latest deck that I built was
or in the process of. And I'm actually curious. I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
No, the latest deck that I had an interest in building was a rebuild of Sharum the Hegemon.
Oh, nice.
Which is an old throwback from
a little old head commander deck.
Yeah, little old one. It ran Scour Glass in there, and it was kind of like a board wipe deck, and so I would probably take out some board wipe and maybe focus it up.
Yeah.
Because I recently played Commander.
Wait,
I just
ran
played
too much board wipe in a deck? What?
I did, and then I also learned from the community that people actually hate that. And
don't tweet about it.
Because I very much am like the kind of player that would just board wipe pass, and people like hate that, but it's totally a thing. But I did recently play Commander, and when I did play Commander, I just brought Inala. Do you remember that deck?
Yeah.
The wizard deck from the Eminence cycle?
That was
brought that.
Yeah, that was the
and it's just the precon
in the
straight up
vampire.
Yeah.
That's where Edgar came from.
Yep, that cycle. And I brought Inala, Itali, and Karavik. I like bringing Karavik just because it's a fast deck, but I am kind of bored of playing it, to be completely honest.
Karavik, the Rakdos? Yeah, not Carador. Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to Commander Playday because it's going to guarantee me some Commander games. And I'm already like, I'm going to just like start with shit I don't know if I want together anymore. And this is going to be my way of like churning through precons and being like, I don't want to play this. We're putting this one back on the shelf, or I'm selling everything in this one, putting it into decks I want to play. That's how I'm going to get through my precons this year is Commander Playday. Y'all, any level of our Patreon gets you a free signed card, Discord access, Patreon only, which has our buy sell channel in it, Commander Playday, and what else? There was something else, but that just means that we're going to be playing Commander all day, one day a month, and we want to play with you. Go check it out. The Patreon is ready for you. And I'm ready for bed. My voice is giving out.
I forgot to write chapter notes. So once we get done here, I need to go back and do chapters.
Chat. Anything else before we call it a night? What's on your mind? Are we done? Will you release us?
I think we might have found a natural end, and I think that's fine. Jesse James says, "Gentlemen, today." Don, we love you as well. Let's shout out our stream monarch one more time, Walter, tonight. Thank you so much, Walter, for all of the continued support. I'm going to a short right after this. Everybody needs to go leave a comment on that short. Let's do an experiment and see how many comments we can get on a short.
Yeah, I like that.
Just a second. Yeah.
Jake's going to drop a short right after this is over.
There's going to be a short.
Look for it.
That drops at 8 p.m. Pacific in 3 minutes. So just go click on that.
Click on it.
Leave a comment immediately.
Tyler, go Braves. Oh, baby. Go Braves. I'm ready for a season, pal. Got it right here. 2021. Time for a repeat, baby. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Over here. Bop, 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 bop. Let's go.
And when you get there, leave a comment on this short.
Yeah, leave a comment on the short and be like, hi, I'm baby.
Hello.
I love you.
Hi, baby. Hi, baby.
Put that comment.
I love you.
Put that comment on all of the shorts. That's
Yeah,
where
put
you
that
want to
comment on the short.
Hi, I'm Baby.
That's right. Hi, baby.
Any level of our Patreon, free signed card, name in the credits, monthly commander playday, and our Discord access. Go check out the Patreon. Check out the higher tiers. See if there's anything fun you want. If you got the money and you want us to make videos on the channel specifically for you, we will do it within reason. I love you, everybody.
We love you very much. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight. We appreciate you joining us and look forward to future streams being at 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. That is something that Joel and I discussed today. And we might be moving the streams back an hour or starting them an hour earlier. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be a thing, everybody. Kind of get used to that.
Yeah.
8:30 Eastern is going to be the new time for the streams. You know, patrons, y'all saw in the videos pretty much every reason why we're changing things up and adjusting stuff, so y'all get it. Next MagicCon we're going to be at Vegas for sure, Davey. We're definitely not going to be at Amsterdam pending some sort of truck of money falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
Buzz, honestly, that's the biggest reason. Is typically our streams would end midnight or midnight 30 Eastern, and I take the kid to school every morning, so I'm up every day except for Saturdays. Me and my wife do a good job of balancing that. Yeah, Vegas 24, it's happening.
That is definitely a thing. 100%.
Absolutely happening. Food time, the kid is 1.5 today. 1.5 today, and he is a sprout. If you want to hear a cute baby laugh, some people don't care about these kinds of things.
Is he getting bigger?
Oh, he's getting way bigger. The other day we were at the park and he thought it would be funny to throw a bunch of wood chips all over my shoes. That was the game he was playing at 1.5 years old. And when he threw the stuff on my shoes, I would dodge really fast and go, wow, and make a big like dodge noise. So listen to this. This is just my little boy laughing. I just think it's cute, so I'm going to play it for y'all. Tell me that's not a smile. That's a good laugh.
I can't hear him, but
Oh, hang on.
he's cute.
You can't hear that?
No. Is it a Discord issue, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like
No,
I'm just playing a recorded like sound effect of a kid laughing.
I want you to just send it to me over Meta platform.
The baby is not coming to Vegas. Yeah, I'll send you that video. Yeah,
send me the
BNAs, I
video.
appreciate that. That's a good note, and I'm trying my best. We're making a lot of changes over here so I can spend some more time with him. Specifically that. That's all Jake cares about either. One thing.
What?
Me spending more time with my son. That's it.
Yeah, why not?
Jake wakes up in the morning and he's like, what can I do for Joel to get more time with Maddox today? No, but it is a nice little perk. Nice little perk. Chat, we hope you all have a wonderful night. That's going to do it. That's going to do it for us. No, Connor the baby is not coming to Vegas. One day.
All right, chat. I'm releasing a short right now. You need to go watch it. And then leave a comment on it and answer the question in the title. All right?
We're trying to juke the numbers, boys. Get in there.
Use it. Do it now. I want the most comments ever on this short. Where would you play Modern Horizons 3 Emrakul? I'm posting it right now. It just posted. Go watch it.
Drop the link. Drop the link in the chat.
We've gone too far.
We've gone too far.
I'll do it right now.
Far.
All right, here we go. I'm putting it in.
Oh, Mr. Buzzfuzz doesn't like shorts. What? Shocker.
There we go. Leave a comment on this short. It just came out.
Everybody go to that short and drop a comment. You can just be like, this is a comment.
Yeah. All right. Love you.
Love you. Bye. Good night, everybody. Good night.